Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. It is Sunday, the 8th of January, 2023. Tonight we're going to be talking about, and I say, laughing at the cult trying to revive the Snyderverse once again. And in fact, it will fall on deaf ears, folks. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix, it ain't going to happen. But you know what happened? Avatar 2 hit $1.7 billion, folks. All that tonight. Here, more Hollywood After Dark. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Of course, it is Sunday night, and of course, things go down. I wasn't going to stream tonight. I was going to try to go see Megan because I hear it's really good. It's overperformed, and I want to see it. And then, of course, I'm out there. I'm doing my delivery stuff tonight, and you know what? Stuff happens. And for that stuff to be fully explained, for us to have a chuckle, a hearty chuckle at the expense of some idiots, let us bring on RJ, soon to be far gone Jay, because you're going to be out of the realm of this shit. You're leaving it all behind.
I got kinda, not fully, but definitely cutting it back starting tomorrow. So this is like my farewell tour tonight, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, and your audio sounds terrible.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, there's a lot of echo to it.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know what's going on with that one. Fix your shit. No, there's a tonight has been a very interesting night about this one, because here's what we're going to be talking about. Look, there's a lot going on here.
There's a lot to laugh at.
There's a lot to laugh at, folks. There's really a lot to laugh at. But there was a clip that I was able to pull from a live stream no. I just kind of feel like I should hold off on it a little bit until later, because like we're going to make fun of these guys, but like I do think that they legitimately want to like have this be a thing. Like I do think that they are like
they're trying very hard to legitimize themselves.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jimbo? How you doing?
Pretty good. Man, a lot of crying recently.
Yeah. It's funny that you chose an image of a convicted sex offender.
Way to make it weird.
To make it weird.
That's Matt's job, to make things weird.
I do like to make things weird. Blue Jay here for 2. Thank you, buddy. Says, well, Max's stream was fun. Listen.
I had to pop over there because Max was getting triggered by my chat comments.
What you have to remember on Max's members night is he allows everyone who gives him $1 to come on. And as a result of that, it gets weird when you bring like 9 or 10 people into a room.
And very loud.
And they get very loud and they have very interesting opinions and things like that. So yeah, and of course they were all asking for me to come on because, they wanted me to debate Crazy Joe. If you want to hear some takes, listen to Crazy Joe. But Garrick here for 5. God damn it, Jimbo, get that off the fucking screen, dude. Anyway. For 5, thank you very much, buddy. It says, whenever people say Snyderverse is dead, all these Snyder bros counter by saying, but people doubted the Snyder cut. And that's actually something that's been brought up today, right? Like it's been brought up today. Yeah, RJ, your audio is better. Okay. There's, like I said, there's a lot that's gone on. There's a lot that goes into this. But before we dive in, I got to do a little bit of shilling of my own, obviously. I did drop the Oblivion Patio commentary episode the other day. I did talk a little bit about that. That's like 44 minutes. It was a fun recording to make. That's up on youtube.com/patio commentary. And of course, here is my schedule for the rest of the month. We got January 11th coming up in a couple days. Battle Los Angeles. I'm going to be recording that one tomorrow. Then, of course, Prisoners. And then finishing out the month, The Mist, which is a movie that if you haven't seen it will emotionally fuck you. If you have kids, it will very much. I haven't seen the movie since having kids. So for me, I'm going to be, when we get to the end of that movie, it's going to be very, very sad, I think.
Are you going to be covering Last of Us at all?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to be doing that week to week over there. I'm going to be doing all the reviews over there just to build up the watch time. And because certain like videos get buried over here. Like I dropped this one, The Cultural Impact of Avatar, which I thought was actually a really well done video. I edited the goddamn thing. I usually don't edit anything. 500 views. It's just dead because most people who watch this channel now just come for the live stream. They don't come for the other stuff. And that's okay. That's all right. So Podio commentary is going to be where I'm at for that stuff, and looking forward to it quite a bit. Moisture here brings up an interesting point. Thank you for $5. Says, did Save Daredevil even work considering Marvel was going to bring him back anyway? They think that it did. And I think they kept awareness up. Yeah. Well, here's the thing with that. So if you guys recall, it was Comic-Con 2020. So we're in the heart of the pandemic. Everything's shut down. Comic-Con goes virtual. Then they decide to do the Save Daredevil Con the same weekend as virtual Comic-Con. And it had like no one from the show. They did watch parties for some of the episodes. It was mostly a fan stuff. But it did not land a splash in like any conceivable fashion. And as we now know, yeah, Feige was always going to bring Charlie Cox back. He was always going to bring it back in. They just had to wait for that cool off period to happen. And now we're in that particular space. Yeah. So I don't want to denigrate or dismiss what they've done. I feel like they led a very honorable and positive campaign that, you know, in their mind worked, but I think it was always something that was going to happen.
I think what you mentioned earlier is more astute, and I think it's more what the reality was. I think it kept the awareness of the show and the actors alive to where it kept the conversation going to where it's like, let's bring them back. You know?
No, I don't think it did. Not one bit.
No, I mean, like, what I mean is like awareness, like not like in a bad way. I just meant like it kept.
Sure,
the show
I mean, I guess we have to talk about though, like the lengths of which they went. Like, there's a certain like we joke about the Snyder Cult, but the efficacy of the online movement actually like benefited them. To be fair, you know what I mean? Like, it did. In fact, I found this article here. All right, so yeah, this is what I found. One of the first things I found as we kind of talk about this stuff is this was in an interview with Variety. Deborah Snyder talks about how when they had pitched the idea of the Snyder Cut, the $70 million that they were going to need to finish this, they used Netflix as a model. Now, there's been this long-standing, I don't know if you want to call it an urban legend. I can't find verification of this under anywhere. Do you remember that there was talks a couple of years ago that when Netflix had been negotiating with Warner Brothers to acquire the IP for Army of the Dead, that there were talks about them acquiring the Snyder Cut as well?
Yeah, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the rumor that they wanted to get the 2 hour 14-minute version or something?
I don't know. There was a rumor. We never have any kind of confirmation. Any of the interviews that they gave, as far as I understand, have never brought that up because I was trying to do some deep Googling. Now, I did use ChatGTP, which does have a snapshot of the internet prior to 2022. And I asked them, I'm like, was there interest from Netflix to buy the Snyder Cut? And they said, yes, it was, but they provide no source. However, again, they don't make up shit, right? You know, as far as an AI goes with the snapshot of the internet, you can kind of use it to get a little bit of maybe outdated information or maybe you heard something and they can clarify it. Unfortunately, I can't find any other information to back that claim up, but Deborah Snyder is saying here that they were using the metrics of how Netflix uses its online reach to kind of like, or gauge its online reach for the success. And we just had a cancellation of a show today on Netflix. It has a lot of people pretty pissed off.
Right. But Netflix has buckets and truckloads of money. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, but they are starting to scale back. We are seeing this now.
They just bought a studio lot in New Jersey.
Well, they also bought one in fucking New Mexico years ago. You know, so it's like they've got lots because they do produce content, but they are scaling back.
But guys, they bought Lucifer. So because they bought Lucifer off of Fox, dude, they bought Lucifer and they had 3 seasons. It wasn't originally the property, but they bought the rights to it, so that means we can get Zach back.
Well, Donovan here says it's weird that you renew a show then cancel it. Like, what the fuck? Well, again, Well, we have to look because it's not just Netflix. Like AMC has been going on a slashing spree.
Dude, AMC filmed an entire second season of a show and they just got
only 4 episodes. Only 4 episodes.
Well, either way, they still filmed something.
Yeah, they filmed 4 episodes. No, but the thing is like Inside Job season 2 was like done because they've been promoting it. I've seen trailers for it. I haven't watched Inside Job past like halfway through the first episode. It never gripped me. I'm like a show, an adult comedy show with Christian Slater. It's set in like the Pentagon and it's all about conspiracy theories and the deep state. And it's kind of Rick and Morty-esque. And I'm like, hell yeah, this should be up my alley. And then I watched like the pilot and I was like, nothing about this is really grabbing me. Whereas Paradise PD, I binged like 3 seasons, like in like a week. Even though it's ridiculously dumb. I need to go back and give Inside Job another watch. I was planning on it, but now it's like, what's the point? Garrick here asking for 5. Thank you, buddy. What do you think of streaming services, Netflix, HBO Max, renewing shows and canceling them, even though the episodes are made? Well, we're just talking about that. Again, I think it's ridiculous. I think at this point, what you have, Stephen DeKnight, the guy who created Spartacus, who was a showrunner for the first season of Daredevil, who also directed Pacific Rim Uprising. He's been on Twitter calling for the unions to step in and the unions to force these companies to release what they have done or to finish what they have contracted. And it has a lot to do with the residuals that these people get. With streaming services, they generally tend to pay up front. So there's not a lot in regards to the residuals, but when Netflix and these companies re-up the licensing fee, that's where a lot of that comes from. As far as I understand it, I could be wrong. But one of the things with that is, how do I say it? Like, they're just, they're kind of fucking with that now. And that's why I think the unions might get involved in this.
I could see them getting involved. I think that we're in unprecedented times to where we're seeing this very dangerous trend emerge of like scrapping content and all that, but I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see where things go.
Yeah, Captain Haha here with a very haha avatar. It says Netflix is $14 billion in debt. They aren't rolling in cash. Dude, they spend $20 billion a year on content. They have 220 million, monthly subscribers. Like their debt, like trust me, they're doing okay. They're just scaling back because I think they're realizing that they went through the massive golden age of spending sprees. They've got to start scaling it back because there is a churn that's happening, and they did to the anger of many of their customers, raise their price like 2-3 times last year, which is just fucking ridiculous.
They've raised their prices a lot. I think it's like $20 a month for the 4K version of Netflix or something like that.
And I only have like the $15 a month plan, but we watch Netflix like every day. My kids watch it. I watch it. They're, like, if you were to tell me you need to get rid of all but one streaming service, I would probably go for Netflix just for the variety. Now, when Disney, merges Hulu with Disney Plus, and that becomes, and you can get that also for $20 a month, I think, for the whole thing. That would be also a value because Disney has a lot of content there that's good. Hulu has a lot of content. They have a lot of great content that they're getting. Exclusive movies that they like. Prey was amazing. Hellraiser I heard was really good. The Prince I hear is like Die Hard. I hear the Prince is like Die Hard in a castle, but it's like a weird movie. There's like that Rosaline movie. It's like the kind of the comedic take on Romeo and Juliet starring Caitlin Dever, who I'm a big fan of. There's stuff there that they put out through 20th Century that is going to go to Hulu, and that's going to bolster that. They're filming, Fede Alvarez is doing a new Alien movie that's coming to Hulu. They start filming that very soon. You have the Noah Hawley Alien show. I'm assuming Prey is going to get a sequel, or they realize. So you can curate content for these platforms and have them do very, very, very well. The problem is that there was this massive push here. This is here for 5. Thank you, buddy. It says AMC secretly removed Pantheon after saying they would get a second season. Yeah, I just read that tonight as well. I don't know anything about the show. But I know that happened tonight. They also got rid of that one we were talking about that. They're halfway through season 2. They decided to pull it. Obviously, like Netflix canceling Inside Job when that's already probably been finished. We have no idea. There's been no movement on Las Vegas. at all.
Yeah, there's no movement on Las Vegas or Twilight of the Gods, which are two Zack Snyder projects that were announced for Netflix, and we've heard nothing.
Yeah,
and we were supposed to get news last year, and nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Olivia would have said something. I think he's still working on both, as far as I understand it. So I don't believe that Las Vegas is canned. I think they're going to hold off on it until Planet of the Dead is somewhere in the works. Because right now, Zach is doing the part 1 and part 2 of Rebel Moon. That's going to be massive. And then after that, he'll work on Planet of the Dead, or maybe that franchise will not go beyond that. It doesn't really need to, I don't think. It can be where it's at and be okay. I know that there was a lot of interesting little setups in that film, but it was confusing in the setups of Army of the Dead. Like,
it's up to what Zach wants ultimately too, though,
Well, he also had a 2-year agreement, and I think we're now past the 2-year first look. But they're clearly going to re-up that.
Yeah.
So hold on here. Common Ramen here says, Enosh saying Warner Brothers doesn't deserve DC Comics was the funniest shit ever. I didn't hear that. That's kind of weird.
I have not heard that either.
There's a lot of odd takes when that happens here. There's a lot of odd takes about that kind of stuff here. Rational says, imagine Rebel Moon sweeps the Oscars.
Yeah, that's a reach.
That's not gonna happen here. But then again, I did find this particular screenshot. Oh man, where'd it go? I must have saved it. I had to have saved it. Hold on here, because there's a live stream going on right now that is talking about everything, this particular situation we're going to be laughing at tonight. So let's dive in. What we've got here, this is a stream happening right now with Skywalker the Jedi.
Thumbnail, I didn't see that thumbnail.
Yeah, I grabbed the thumbnail of it, right? So he's talking about call to action, sell Zack Snyder Justice League to Netflix, a path to victory.
So context, Skywalker is the one who created this hashtag that's taking off.
Yes. And of course
he's the brainchild.
He's the brainchild of everything. He is the master of shooting himself in the foot time and time again. That was the meme I wanted to show you before we started that I decided not to.
That's fucking great.
Great. That's where we are, folks. If you chuckled, if you chortled, hit the like, please, get the likes up.
I need this spread. I need that spread all over Twitter with the hashtag.
I will send it to you. 100%. I'm just saying, guys, what we're in for is a very interesting scenario, because you've got the fans, the cults, because we have no other reason than to call them a cult, right? We have to do that now because these guys have flat out just been fucking psychotic, right? Like they've just been effing psychotic. And so to go into everything, right? To go into this, there's a video that you sent me to watch. It's a shorter video, which we can dive into that will give us a better understanding, I guess, of what the origin of it is. Blue Jay, I'll just send it to you in higher 1080p, baby. So there's that. But this is a video from, who is this from here?
I have no clue.
Okay.
All I know is that Zack Snyder apparently liked this video on Vero.
Oh, okay. Is it this particular image here?
Yes.
Oh, Jacob Torres. Okay. So apparently over on Vero, not realizing that Zack Snyder likes a lot of stuff on Vero. But anyway, they're saying here, money talks, hashtag sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix, Stone Quarry, whatever. Zach liked it. Sill's even out here talking about Zach notices, same thing here, right?
I think Skywalker on his stream running right now said that Zach has noticed and given them the signal to go through with this. So
right, because someone on Sill's stream at the very beginning posed as Zack Snyder, and Sill believed that was Zack Snyder. I'm not making that up. No, really? I'm not making that up. Yeah, it's at the beginning part of the stream. Yeah. And it's someone using the same avatar as his Vero. So yeah. So you have that. Sorry, I had to sneeze, so I had to.
No, you're good.
I'm just saying, it's like, this is where we are. Like, this is where we are. Like the dementia has already set in. Like, guys, you have to remember, this is a real meme. This meme right here is real, right? Zack Snyder's off doing his own thing. His fan base is terrorizing everybody on the internet, and he's just and it's just true. It's hysterical because of how it is. Real quick here, this is for 5. Thank you, buddy. Says Netflix already bought out Mark Millar's Millar World comic books, and those already went nowhere. I mean,
that's true. We haven't heard anything about them doing anything with those properties.
Well, they did Jupiter's Legacy, which had the 1 season, and then they canceled it. But they're spinning him off. They're spinning it off into something else.
No, they already came out.
What already came out?
It was a villain spin-off anime series.
Did that? Wait, was that Super Jail?
That was Super Crooks, I think.
Did it actually come out on Netflix?
It already came out, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they didn't advertise it. This kind of
came out. Oh my god, November 25th, 2021.
Yeah.
Why? It's over a year old. What in the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they ever promote this crap, man?
Because I think they realized the investment of that Jupiter's Legacy stuff did not work out. So
I mean, well, they bought Millar World back in 2017. And I mean, obviously with like the success of Kingsman and the success of Wanted and the success of Kick-Ass, they clearly wanted to tap into some of that stuff. And Mark Millar is a fantastic, fantastic writer. But it's like, again, trying to adapt over to a serialized format is not always going to work. And I feel like that's kind of the bigger problem. Like,
I guarantee you what they're going to do is they're going to reboot Kick-Ass.
Well, there is actually a sequel to Kick-Ass that it moved on to a new woman. She's a single mother out of like Houston, I think, who ends up donning the outfit.
Yes. Yeah. They did like a spiritual successor, Mark Millar.
But everybody just wants Hit Girl. Everyone just wants Hit Girl. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Work with Plan B. I think Plan B and Marv is fucking Matthew Vaughn's company, but it's like, work with them and shit. Donovan here says, I want the Argyle trailer. I don't think you're getting, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not the Super Bowl.
Okay. Netflix is filming American Jesus.
Okay.
Is that the next one?
That?
Okay. I don't even know. I don't know about half this shit. Like, that's the thing, man, is like, I don't know. Like, I read the trades every day, but a lot of this stuff just makes its way, like, it just sifts through the cracks. It just keeps falling. And like, because they don't ever build it up. They don't ever make it into anything. And so listen, as much as I'm going to laugh at what we're going to watch, I will give absolute credit to the fact that these guys believe in it so much and that they are able to get the kind of attention that they're getting. I mean, mostly it's with bots. I think we can also be fair about that. But there is a lot of movement on social media about it. And they do it. And I'm just going to play this clip from the stream. This is why they're doing it. This is where they're at. I want you to listen to this 11 seconds.
And needs right now for sure, yo. Look, we definitely need that hope.
They definitely need that hope. Definitely need that hope.
Dude, why is he like I don't know.
You can hear it in his voice. You can hear it. We need that hope, man. Like, and you know what, man, listen, I make fun of Ski Walker all the time and everything else. Ball second. I called him he looks like Brainiac had a lobotomy. I said that on Max's stream and like crickets, man, but it's like, yeah, it's fucking funny. The thing is though, it's like these guys, they live in this world, they live in this bubble, right? It is. Goober is correct here. It's fucking hopium. It's all hopium. It's all copium and hopium, and that's really about it. I mean, you look at some of this stuff here, well, it's kind of, well, first let's watch the video before we dive into like, everything more about this. Cause we're going to learn more about the sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Cause that's
real quick, I want to point out something for watch the video with that image. What makes you really laugh is that they planned their training event on Valentine's Day, confirming that they don't get laid, and they have nothing.
Oh yeah, no, none of these guys get laid, right? None of them. But they're like, there's also, did you notice the rule here? There's a rule. Trending event, you only use 2 hashtags per tweet.
Oh yeah, that's a Skywalker thing. Skywalker has rules of engagement about how to use these hashtags properly. Yeah, you can go watch his stream where he talked about that.
Wow. I didn't know, but I must have missed that clip. That's pretty funny. Rules of engagement. I could just imagine him like putting on like a General George Patton hat, you know, and like a commander's hat and like walking around and going like, gentlemen, today we are going to fight for our future, but there's rules of engagement due to the Geneva Convention. We have to maintain our dignity. I mean, look, here's the thing. If they're not calling James Gunn a pedo, I guess that's probably for the best. All right. Like,
well, he said, well, we can maybe watch the clips, but Skywalker basically said that no longer, we're not going to tag James Gunn anymore. We're not going to put the anti-James Gunn hashtags in the tweets. We're not going to tweet at him or Warner Brothers Discovery. We're only going to tweet at Netflix to keep it positive so we could show Netflix that we really want this or whatever his mindset is. I'm like, at least they're trying to keep it positive and avoid the toxic crap, I guess. I don't know.
It's hysterical. Like, it's just hysterical.
Yeah, and to answer who said the Static Pat's question, the reason they chose Valentine's Day is because supposedly Netflix was trying to acquire the license to the Snyder Cut, but it was the 214-minute version, I guess, or like the 2-hour 14-minute cut. So they picked the date February 14th.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, 214's also been a thing. All right, like it's also been a thing. You know, like that's been a yearly thing. They do something on 214. Like it is. That's not new, really. All right, Command Unit, I see your tweet there. We'll get to that, or your message. We'll get to that 40K video at the end for the 40K pill. But all right, let's take a look here at this because I haven't seen this, so I don't know exactly what's in it, but it's shorter than the other one that I found, which is from Super Hive, whatever her name is. Super Hive has a whole 12-minute video about
Ali
this.
Brooks. Yeah, I know her.
And
she's on Nicotina streams.
Yeah, and then it was funny because Nicotina retweeted it. And it sounds like she's saying, yeah, go ahead and like, you know, we need to spread the word about this. And I'm just like, but if you're making fun of them constantly, I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, let's take a look at this here.
On Twitter, I'm here to pretty much explain to you all what do they mean. While Warner Brothers keep disappointing DC fans worldwide, we are here to try to train a new hashtag. And pretty much what this hashtag means is to make a deal with Netflix for Netflix to have the rights to make something with the Snyderverse, meaning letting Zack Snyder finish his story, which should only be 2 more movies. If not, he can probably make 1 more and call it a day. This is a deal that can be huge for Netflix. If they want to pay more, maybe they can even get the rights for the Ayer cut, which we know David Ayer's Suicide Squad movie is done. It just needs a little bit more of special effects, but the movie's already done filming. They could probably also do the Ben Affleck Batman movie that was never done by Warner Brothers. But again, it is a deal that it is very, very possible, and it's up to Netflix and Warner Brothers to talk about it. And here are the reasons why this is a possible thing. So Netflix already has shows based on DC comics, like Sweet Tooth and Sandman, for example. You know, these are deals that
aren't those both Vertigo?
Just make these shows,
yeah, they're DC Vertigo, I believe.
Warner Brothers owns DC.
It's still DC Comics.
So obviously, that was already a deal between Warner Brothers and Netflix. You know, that's just one example. We also just got Spider-Man No Way Home just about a year ago. Meaning that was a deal between Marvel and Sony to literally have. And
sorry,
why are we bringing up Spider-Man No Way Home?
It's not the same thing. It's just not the same thing
you know what
at
the
all.
Logic is though, right? So Marvel had to make a deal to get the other versions of Spider-Man.
But they worked with Sony, who already had the rights, and those are already Sony's movies. It's not like Sony also distributed the fucking film and put up 75% of the budget.
Now, what do you think in response to the Sweet Tooth and the Sandman thing, though? That is the biggest thing that people keep saying.
Look, okay, so Sandman had been trying to get off the ground for years, and that was something that Warner's was never really interested in.
Well, did you hear what David Zaslav thought about Sandman?
He was upset at Netflix's pay structure. That's what he was upset about. So
and he also, I could have sworn he also thought that they should have kept it for their own platforms.
I mean, yeah, because it was popular. But if it wasn't popular, he wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a working knowledge of how this stuff resonates. He'll just look at the raw data and without like really understanding it, which is why, you know, we have to
we also admit too that like the value of Sandman and Sweet Tooth is nothing compared to Superman and fucking Batman.
No, that's 100%. Yeah, there's 100%. There's really no comparison between the two. It's just, oh wow, the story of here's the other thing too is Sweet Tooth. Who produces Sweet Tooth?
Isn't it Robert Downey Jr.?
Yes. So Robert Downey Jr. worked with them to acquire the property rights in order to take the deal to Netflix. So you had somebody else. And the same, I mean, look, when Netflix picked up the rights to Lucifer, the final 2 seasons of Lucifer from CW, they already had a working relationship with CW because The Flash, Arrow, all those, what's going on? Did you have to sneeze? Oh, you had to sneeze? I don't know. Anyway, they have those shows. By the way, here's a little fun fact.
No, my audio cut out. Sorry.
Oh, okay. But here's the thing though. When it comes to the Netflix CW deal, do you know that was the primary way that Warner Brothers was making money off of those shows? Because of the Netflix licensing deal. It wasn't because of CW. CW was a money loss for Warner Brothers, which is why they sold it at a very, very small, very tiny deal, a very less amount of money, fewer, whatever the fuck, over to Nexstar or whatever the hell it's called. So let's see. Can't remember. HWAD's here for 5. Thanks, buddy. Can't remember what stream it was, but I heard you, RJ, say Rings of Power was bad. And he quit. He can't handle the heat, but then joining his Caden.
That's hilarious. It's like, that is, wow. RJ's like, you know what? I'm going to leave.
He just, as soon as there was a little bit of heat, he dips. Anyway, no, he's back.
It shows you how RJ is really a wimp.
Our connection just completely like froze. It was terrible.
Oh, sorry. Mladen was right. Lucifer was from Fox, not CW. Thank you. It was Fox. Fox.
And I never said Rings of Power was bad. I don't think. I don't remember.
You've been surprisingly mid on it though, and I think you need to recalibrate your thought process. But that's just me. Okay, right. So CW, that was okay. Lucifer still okay. Either way, produced through Warner Brothers. So they've made the deal before. They've already brought shows over to Netflix. Is what I'm trying to say. And at the time, there wasn't like the HBO Max side of things wasn't really like going. It wasn't a big deal at the time.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix was the spot that was bringing back shows for a little bit. Like they brought back You. Like You wasn't on Netflix. It was on like BBC. Like it was on like Lifetime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first season was on Lifetime.
I didn't know that. I've never watched the show because I'm like, why do I want to watch a show about a guy who stalks and abuses women and is loved by women? Go figure. It's like true crime. It's like true crime. Trust me, the demographic for that is female.
It was Warner Brothers Television with Lifetime and Greg Berlanti, and then Netflix.
Yeah.
And then Netflix was like, we can bring it back for y'all. And they're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big one there. We got Andy here for 6. Thanks, buddy. Says Zach should say that it's over so everybody can move on, or do you think he's afraid of them? This could become very dangerous. Oh no, he's definitely not afraid of them for the same reason why, to quote one of the things Donald Trump was reported as saying during the lead up to the riots on January 6th, 2 years ago, was that the armed insurrectionists were not there to hurt him. I think is a fair way of looking at it. And so he's not going to say anything because this is him right now. We know this. This is just what's going on. And that's not going to change. Unfortunately, it should change, but it's not going to change because Zach has no reason to do it. Todd Fayer here with the $40 super chat just says karaoke. No. I don't know.
He's giving you that MCU.
Give me the MCU. Yeah, just,
buddy.
Can we change that to just like James Gunn's gonna save DCEU? Kevin Feige is God. I like those comments better. But karaoke, I don't know, man. Like we'll talk about it. All right, I don't know what the hell. But on that front, yeah, there's been a lot of shit going on. The Spider-Man reference comparison doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's really bad.
The sweet tooth doesn't make a lot of sense. Now there is to be fair, I don't know if he says it in this video, but there was that conversation that came up, the rumor that came out a while back about how DC might license out its characters in comic book form. Now that would never translate to the movies because that's where they make all the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they make their cash.
I'm just wondering, how do they think this is going to work? Because, like, let's say, like Snyder wants plans for like every single DC character for the 2 movies. He won't be able to because like the negotiation would be, we're licensing only the characters that show up in this movie, and you can only use those characters. Like the characters that show up in the Snyder Cut is the only characters you can use, and that's going to limit Zack to only those characters.
Yeah,
he can't use Green Lantern. He can't use any other characters but the ones that showed up in that movie.
But Wayne T. Carr.
Whatever. No. Like,
yep.
Don't you know Zack chose him?
He's the chosen one.
Zack went through the process and absolutely did it. Anyway, we got
so the thing is, it's like,
sorry, James Gunn's going to save DC. Kevin Feige is a god. Man, all right, cool. I can manifest $20 super chats. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Todd. Really, thank you. Yeah,
and
sorry,
I
Katie,
know that's not exactly what those Snyder cult fans want, though. Like they want him to, do Green Lantern and all that stuff, whatever. But he won't be able to because they will be like, we have plans of our own for these characters, and these are the characters that is off limits, and you can't use them. So, and the characters you can use are these versions that you created for this movie.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna be like, oh, you can use Wonder Woman and Man of Steel is also movies. No, it's gonna be only this one. Like
it's ridiculous that, like, again, people don't understand how the industry plays out, how these contracts, how these agreements. They'll look at something and they'll go like, oh, this is an equivalent to that, right? They'll say this is the same thing. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Like it's not. Like you're right. There's gonna be, for like the final battle, let's say, for example, all Zack had to pull from was for the Nightmare stuff was Batman, Cyborg, Flash, Joker, Deathstroke, Mera, and that was it, right? That was who he had for the final. That was it, right? So let's say he wanted to pull from there. Like most of those people would probably be on board to do it. Lord knows.
But the thing is, it's like James Gunn is also best friends with Joe Manganiello, so it's like will that even like also be in like the talks of like, oh, like I have plans for Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, and Zack's like, oh, I also have plans for his Deathstroke. It's like it's gonna be like a negotiation
but the multiverse, battle. It's variants. Sorry, that's just the argument that they're gonna make. That's just the argument that they're going to make.
It doesn't matter about in-universes stuff. It's about negotiations and contracts. Like, look at, like, they brought up Sony Marvel. I'm like, yes and no, that's a good example because, look, the characters that Sony Marvel share that rights to are Jessica Drew and Spider-Woman, but, like, Marvel Studios only owns Jessica Drew, and they can't do Spider-Woman. So it's like, what's the point of doing Jessica Drew if you can't do Spider-Woman?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of doing Ben Affleck's Batman in the Nightmare Realm if you can't do Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke? So it's like what's the balance here?
Well, and again, like what we're talking about is the fact that these guys really, like, they just really don't know. You know what I mean? Like this is an actual screenshot from Sil, which, by the way, I think is the same shot I used to grab that.
But first off, that Marcus guy is a moron. He's one of the biggest morons. Legit.
I did not know that the whole entire world on Twitter is the Academy. I did not know that.
What I love this year is he just says we got Netflix and Oscar with Army of the Dead.
No, you didn't. It's not an Oscar.
And it's like, yeah, well, that's the whole point. Try explaining that to them, that it's not an Oscar. Also joining us is Saggy Melons. What's going on, Saggy?
I came in at a very weird time.
But you normally come at a very weird time. So, yeah.
I do, but ew, friggin'.
Did you see the meme, Saggy? Did you see Matt's meme?
What, the one he trolled me with in my chat earlier?
No, his new picture.
Oh Lord, I did see that. I came in at this time and I was like, "What the fuck? Why am I even calling in?"
Can you please stop coming in, please? Please.
We're missing some gold on his stream right now. He's ranting about how we don't like him because he's very confident.
Well, sync up the time link and we'll get to that. We'll get through this. We'll get to the others, and then we can end it out with that one there.
Confidence is sexy, and that's not sexy.
That's confidence is. I mean, yeah, confidence is sexy, I guess.
Also, I want to know how it's his movement, because he said multiple times like, "Oh yeah, big boss man, Daddy Snyder, like my movement." I'm like, bro, like, how did this turn into your fucking movement all of a sudden? Like, first of all, I'm just
Jimbo, relax. He's talking about his bowel movement. Relax.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
What he's really referring to is the movement of water as it drips down the different rows in his head.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, they call me some nasty names. I'm getting tired of people saying, why you keep talking about their appearance? Have you heard the shit they said about my appearance and RJ's appearance? I don't give a flying fuck.
I find it to be so funny, Max, when he gets upset when that gets said. Max, it's like whatever. But all right, here also HWAD for 5. Thank you. Says Matt, how many times must I say it? You don't know what I know.
I mean, you don't know what I know. HWAD.
That is true. HWAD. I don't know what
you don't know what I know.
None of you know what I know.
None of you know what I know.
Okay, Ryan here says, thank you, Ryan. I know Shrekky's Daddy submitted something the other day, but I'd like to show you a video called Childhood Ruined. Just less than 3 minutes. Yeah, DM it to me on Insta. We'll check it out.
So what are we watching?
This is a video from some guy talking
trying
to explain this. We kind of paused it. So we're about a minute 40 dose in.
Wait, before you play it, what did I miss? Did I miss anything good?
He said that Sweet Tooth and Sandman exist. He also said that we just saw Sony and Marvel work a deal to bring Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back. Therefore, Zach can come back.
Yeah. Okay. So it's cope. It's all cope. But all right, let's keep going.
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, to be in the Spider-Man movie.
Maguire?
And
wait, what?
Yeah,
Maguire.
Sony owns Spider-Man, even though Disney owns almost the whole Marvel thing, but they don't own Spider-Man. So,
oh my God! Are you? Yeah. Oh my God!
Again,
we're just letting him go through. We're just letting him go through.
You examples, just a few of them. We also have deals going around, like Hasbro's bringing Power Rangers Universe to Netflix. They also made a deal with.
I hope he does. It's content.
With CBS to make a Monopoly show. We have also heard that Godzilla is going to Apple TV. Amazon made a deal with Netflix for Wednesday. I'm pretty sure we're down.
What does any of this have to do with DC?
Amazon, but
it's showing you that DC can go to Netflix.
But he's just like he's talking about the Godzilla thing that's brought up. That is not owned through Warner Brothers. That is licensed through Legendary, and also Toho still owns the other rights. They can do whatever they want with it. Toho does own the copyright.
But also the Marvel comparison, oh my God, how many times do we have to say this? Marvel sold Spider-Man to stay out of bankruptcy, to get out of bankruptcy. They sold Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. Okay, to different companies so they could save money. They sold their top performing characters to other companies because they were going bankrupt, and that move saved them to go on to be Marvel Studios in the future. And again, yes, they're now trying to get their IPs back, which is why they have a deal with Sony. Sony still owns the rights. This is not the same thing. DC owns the rights, and they're not going bankrupt. Them selling their top IPs to Netflix.
They wouldn't even license it out.
They wouldn't license it out because it's they don't want any other company to make money. So that's why it's this argument is so dumb. They don't know basic business practice. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, real quick here. HBarts, watch Mario Warfare Part 2. Okay, DM it to me on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you for the $10, by the way. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts how these guys are acting on this. They think every single time, but it writes like it all like, okay, Netflix isn't losing Mega Hit Wednesday to Amazon. Yeah, because Netflix secured the rights to that through MGM, probably for like a multi-season deal.
Yeah, because
or
usually
they have right of first refusal.
Yeah, they usually like Netflix usually signs like 3 to 5 year contracts with like people, like, and they have even if they cancel a show, it's still in that contract of like, oh, it may go on for 3 or 5 seasons, but if it cancels between like before, or here's a clause of like you get this amount of money after, like.
Well, I mean, there's that potential cool off period, but there was also a case, I forget the show, where it was, I think it was like One Day at a Time or whatever that was on there. And that got canceled after 2 seasons and then immediately got repicked up by like Lifetime or something for and as far as I know, it's like still on the air maybe, but probably. It's like, but they left it and they were able to take that to another network right away. And I'm like, well, I think it really just depends on the popularity of something. Like the popularity of the Marvel Netflix shows are far greater than this particular, like 3-camera sitcom that, could easily play on any network and it wouldn't really matter. I just think it's kind of crazy. This is here says Wednesday will eventually be canceled by Netflix. We all know this.
No.
Yeah, by season 5.
Yeah,
probably.
have you seen like, the amount of hours people watch?
It's the biggest show that they've had since Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is about to end. They're not letting it go.
No, I mean, I don't think it's beat Squid Game yet, but like it's up there with like one of their highest.
It's like second only to Squid Game, so they're not letting go of this.
And I still find as a quick aside, I thought it was really funny. I was at Walmart and I saw this I saw Squid Game merch, and I'm like, wow, this completely undercuts the point of the show. But
Netflix don't care though.
Netflix don't care. Capitalism gonna capital. That's how this stuff works. But I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, let's keep moving on.
Yeah, I want to get to Speedwalkers.
Yeah, I want to at least. We'll go for like another minute. If he's just recapping this crap, there's no.
That Amazon owns, Hollywood is all about money. Making deals in Hollywood is about money. Money. At the end of the day, money talks. So
sorry, I just have to give my interpretation of this. Money.
Right? But this came on, I was like, money, give me
motherfucking money.
Which is
like they think Mr. Krabs runs Hollywood.
Right? Yeah. Hollywood is all about the money, guys.
What kind of accent was that?
I did an accent.
You were like, Hollywood is all about the money.
Yeah, he's trying to be French.
I don't know if you're trying to be French or like, or like Haitian. I don't know what you were trying to do. It kind of sounded like a little bit. Like, well, there's a bit of French and like maybe a little bit of Creole in there. Sound like, you got to get it right.
You don't talk to many Haitians, do you?
You don't talk to many Haitians. I am all the rage in Haiti. Have you seen my demographics for Haiti?
Pause. If you've ever worked in a cell phone company, you have, especially in my area, you have talked to a lot of Haitians. Bro.
I have. Well, I worked for AT&T in a call center back in 2015. I was doing that on a temp job for a few weeks. And mostly I would get people calling in from like BFE, Kentucky, who had terrible cell reception and like thick ass accents. And they're like, let me tell you about my phone, man. It don't work. And I'm like, I don't fucking just pay me money, dude. And just back and working again. Like, it's just, I'm terrible with accents. Anyway, money.
You already have people going out here saying, oh, this is the stupidest hashtag ever made.
They're right.
Of course, the hashtag might sound stupid. Like it says here, sells Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix. But it's not. That's the hashtag. That's not what it means. The hashtag means is for one of our brothers to make a deal with Netflix so they can finish Zack Snyder's story over at Netflix. And again, it doesn't only have to be Netflix. They can make a deal with Universal. They can make a deal with other studios. Like we said, we are tired of what Warner Brothers is doing with DC because they're not listening to a lot of DC fans. Henry Cavill got fired yet again. It's still possible for him to come back. I promise you that if a deal goes through and Netflix gets this and they let Zack Snyder finish his story, everybody will be back. For a fact, Zack Snyder's not gonna finish his movies without the actors that he casted himself. It's just not gonna happen. So of course, this will be the final chance that we have for the Snyderverse. Again, before I finish this video, I want to continue telling you guys.
All right, so I think that's about it. A lot of things were said, but a lot of stupidity.
Nothing of value was said.
Nothing of value. Yeah,
but the funny thing is when he talked about how it looks stupid, like the hashtags look stupid. It reminds me of Patty Jenkins at DC Fandom talking about Cheetah. This clip.
Looks stupid now. It looks stupid now, but you have to wait. Looks stupid now. It looks stupid.
It didn't get any better.
As I say, it looks stupid now.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Well, I have something to share.
So before then, let's go through a couple little things first. Okay, I just want to there's one point I do want to kind of hit real quick with this, and that is, I've heard there's a crazy cultist by the name of Snyder Queen who is just fucking insane.
Oh, Sammy the Snyder Queen.
Absolutely, Saggy. No simping for her. She's nuts. She's literally fucking nuts. And
she's really nice though. But
I don't care. She could be the nicest, sweetest person on the planet. She's crazy.
She hates my guts and says some nasty shit about me. She's not a good person.
Did she?
She hates me. She hates me.
Damn, what'd you do?
She thinks I'm a bully.
Why is everyone spinning that narrative? They said that in my chat today too. I'm like, why is everyone thinking that you're fucking?
They think that I'm bullying Skywalker. That I'm so.
He calls you fat boy, bro. Like, what do you mean? He makes fun of your looks all the time. What do you mean? He literally paid money. He literally gave you money to fucking piss you off and troll you. But how, bro?
$70 he gave me.
Yeah, to shit talk you. Like how? Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is she's not those people are fucking nuts. They're fucking nuts. Static here says she has him blocked.
She blocks a lot of people.
She's pretty good at blocking. Anyway, let's see here. RJ mad about Felicia being sexually assaulted when it happens in the comics. I don't know what the context of that is.
If that's referring to my tweet from earlier, I understand that, Skullman. I'm talking about the context of the film and what they're doing with it.
Oh, are we talking about? We're talking about the right. I haven't looked into that too much, to be fair. This kind of took over my purview of the day.
When the fuck did RJ become the fucking base person in our group? When did that happen? When did RJ become public enemy number one with us? They don't even talk about me or Matt as much anymore. They just go at RJ. Like what?
They go to RJ because I'm okay. So I wonder if they think RJ is not much of a target, right? Or he's RJ won't snap off like Saggy. Like Saggy was live streaming earlier today, and I turned the volume down on my phone almost all the way to 0, and I could still hear her clearly
yelling at somebody,
yelling at just I don't know, the world in general.
No, I was yelling. No. I was yelling at the person who came in my chat. I was talking shit about RJ. That's what I was mad. That's why I was yelling, because the person came in and was talking shit about RJ. No, it did, because the person came in and was trying to say something asked me why I hated Zack Snyder, and then said, "Oh well, RJ's a bully," and then that's when I popped off. So
actually, Rational might have a point. That might be why they target me so much, because they think legit. They're so they think there's a conspiracy that I somehow am getting paid off.
I'm glad they didn't find out who
RJ
DM'd me today.
They literally said in my chat today, on my stream earlier, they literally said that you get paid off by James Gunn. Somebody on Twitter said I was getting paid off by James Gunn, and that they're still running with the narrative that we know Grace Randolph and My Time to Shine, because My Time to Shine, Grace Randolph are the same person. That is literally, I can't make that up. That is on my stream, my chat.
Jesus Christ.
It's insane, dude. These people are literally fucking insane.
Oh yeah, I know they're still very upset that James Gunn that anti-cool table tweet where I called them out. They're still very upset about that. They never got.
Yeah, well, maybe don't have a guy on the friggin' stream saying that if James Gunn touches the Green Lantern franchise, he's gonna shoot up the fucking place.
Yeah.
Or don't have someone call him an F slur for listening to
Right.
some music.
Or don't have somebody call with don't have somebody on their stream calling James Gunn an
They're like,
F
we
slur,
just
bro.
want positivity, man. We just want positivity. By the way, you're all a bunch of dirty F slurs and
we're gonna shoot up
betas.
a school. Like, what the heck?
Right. My
Like,
person, right. If James Gunn gets fucked Green Lantern, man, I'm gonna fucking shoot up the place, man. Fuck.
Like, it was just a joke, guys. It was joke, guys. I'm from
drunk.
the UK. I'm from the UK. It's a joke, guys. Yeah. That's how our humor is we threaten violence as a joke.
He would be calling him a cunt then.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. Yeah. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
It's just jokes, guys. Just jokes. We're gonna threaten terrorism. It's just jokes, bro. We're gonna fly a plane into WB Studios. It's just jokes, guys. It's just jokes.
It's just jokes.
Oh no,
January
I totally
6th, look out. Just jokes, guys. Just jokes.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for tagging me in that tweet there, Wandy. Yeah, we already looked at we looked at a screen grab of that already. But yeah, it's just everyone's trying to think Zach notices. Zach always responds on Vero. He just likes stuff, or someone, his assistant will like stuff. It's really all about it there. But all right, there was a video clip that Rational had sent me, but like the video was corrupted, didn't want to work. So no. I'll have to figure out a way to make that work and stuff. All right, let's see here. Heard on one of Enosh's streams that Prime is a homophobe. I don't know if Prime is a homophobe.
It's a whole thing.
Does it matter to the conversation?
No.
Is like
maybe I'll tell you another day.
But. Yeah. I mean, look, homophobia is terrible. You shouldn't do it. You know what? Gay people exist because if they didn't, RJ wouldn't be here. So we have to give it up for that. We have to give it up for a lot of that stuff, right?
Gay like happy, right?
So anyway, moving on.
Person,
you are, yeah. You start your new job tomorrow.
I know. I can't be on too much longer, but
yeah, we'll go through this here. Okay, this is for 5. Thank you, buddy. He says, I pissed off so many YouTubers in so many years. I don't even remember how many YouTubers got me blocked. I mean, generally speaking, if you throw criticism at a YouTuber, there's a high likelihood that they're just going to block you. Like, they might just be in a mood. Like, a lot of YouTubers, and I put myself in this category as well, will be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about criticism. I'll block the motherfucker on Twitter. I don't give a shit. Because like it's Twitter, like how you go around it, make it more difficult to talk shit because it's more fun on that front. But a lot of the time it's just people just get salty and they respond. It's really stupid. But yeah, I mean, I've also angered a lot of YouTubers in a multitude of different fashions. My name gets brought up a lot, like very many conversations. It's very weird.
Oh, of course.
Same, me too. I'm getting there. I'm getting famous.
You're getting there, Saggy. You're totally getting there. Totally getting there. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Dad Dude Vince says, I was listening to that stream. The movie Bros came up and Prime says he doesn't watch it because of reasons and he'll leave it at that. The movie Bros.
Yeah. He said, you can go and watch that clip. And he said, I don't watch movies, that kind of stuff. It is like that kind of, what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Like,
just the tip. Just geez, the shit like that's kind of like ridiculous. Yeah, it's just ridiculous to me. Gay people exist, guys. Get over it. If that bothers you,
get over it, people.
I would go on a stream with Prime and be like, man, you know what I just realized about myself? How much I love sucking cock. I would be like, I don't get it, man. Like just freaking meat sausage. It just like, I can't even be a vegan anymore. I just love to gobble up that dick, and just be like, oh my God, when they're firing thick ropes down my throat, I feel like I'm like the opening of an Indiana Jones movie. It's just lay the rope down there. He's going to climb down to my cummy tummy and get out what he needs.
All right, then. No, but
okay, Jarbo, this is a new side of you.
What he said was, I didn't watch the movie because there's gay stuff in it, and I don't like that gay stuff or something like that.
Oh, that's so stupid.
It was very.
I don't mess with that gay shit, man. I don't mess with that gay shit, man. Yeah, I don't mess with that gay shit, bro.
Sorry, I just, YouTube's got their new demonetization policies, and I've hit every single one of them. Someone is going to clip that too. Someone's going to, how much I love sucking dick. It's just going to pop up.
Nah, man, you're gay for me, man. I don't like that gay shit.
There's your soundbite. There you go.
Bro,
there you go. I don't fucking care. If I
mess with that gay shit, bro.
If I suck dick, then it'd be fine.
You're going to get clipped out too now.
What? I'm going to get what?
Clipped.
flipped like a pancake.
No, never mind.
Oh, you're never mind.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Let's get back on track. Okay. So one of the things that Cultist Queen said was that she's like, one of the things they've been bringing up is like, Zack Snyder Justice League was #1 on Netflix in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went and looked on the Wikipedia page, and they did mention this, and this is true. So top 10 in Deutschland, #1 Zack Snyder's Justice League, from 2021.
That's March 20.
Yeah. How many?
Yeah, but look at the other things on that list. I mean, it's not really that that good of a
Well, the Adam Project is fucking fantastic. I love that movie.
Inventing Anna was pretty
right,
big,
but I mean, either way, it's like,
but not a lot of those other things. Queen of the
South, a lot of those other movies weren't that great. And here's the thing about the top 10 lists on Netflix, like those things like move around really quickly. Like, yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League was top 10, but for how long?
Well, according to YouTube, or according to the Google machine here, nearly half of German households, 20.43 million, have at least one, streaming service on demand. 73% have two. Amazon Prime is the highest, and Netflix is the second. So you could argue that, a lot of households in Germany have Netflix. Here's another thing as well. How does Netflix qualify the popularity of its content?
Minutes. Right?
Minutes watched. How fucking long is Zack Snyder's Justice League compared to literally everything here?
Like if it was Adam Project, like runtime, it would be probably #2.
Yeah, that's 1 hour 46 minutes for Adam Project runtime.
Oh, then it'll be even lower than actually.
Yeah, it's.
But even so, it's like I said, Netflix top 10.
It'll be number 10.
Like Netflix top 10. It like for how long, right? Because how many times have we seen movies be the #1 spot, and then a couple days later they're down to the third? It doesn't. I mean, it's great, cool, but that's not really a good baseline to kind of. Okay, it did really well in another country.
Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff there. I'm just saying there's a lot going on with that, and it is there requires a lot that goes around with it.
Well, people also don't understand that in other countries, superhero movies do the best as opposed to other movies. There's different countries that are really big into certain type of cinema, and American movies especially are something that a lot of international viewers they like the international movies, so they would like a lot of our movies, especially superhero ones, because there's a lot of action in it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, that's why everybody wants to get their content in China. China loves that stuff. China loves those action stuff. They're big anime fans, so any movie that has anime aesthetics, they're all for. That's why everybody wants to get their movies in China.
Well, I mean, there's also 1.4 or now 1.6 billion people, I think. So there's, a large chunk of the population of the planet is there. And they're in the middle class was emerging, which is a reason why a lot of Western influence was happening. But then under President Xi, when he became the ruler supreme for life, he ended up knocking a lot of that down. So China is going to go into a very regressive state, which sucks. H-Part's, though, asking the hard question. How many hours a day does RJ do the Wednesday dance?
0.
Have you done the Wednesday dance?
No.
You're not a true Wednesday fan.
You're not. Yeah.
If you don't, you're not a true Wednesday.
What do they call themselves? What Wednesday fans?
RJ actually spends more time doing the truffle shuffle.
That's just what happens when he gets out of bed.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
That's what happens when he gets out the shower. He dries himself off. He does a truffle shuffle.
Yeah, I work with the dog.
Yeah, he doesn't do a towel. He doesn't use a towel. He does a truffle shuffle.
I mean, it's a good way to get to get the water to beat off. Dark Star here says Matt Sports sell. No, I don't. It's over. It's dead. It's done. But there's a couple little more things here. For one, we've seen this pop up. People trying to share this around. As being a thing.
I've seen those all over.
Oh yeah, there's this one I thought was really funny. If the Snyder Queen at least acknowledges if this tweet was real, it would actually break the internet. But I'll tell you guys my favorite one. This is my favorite one that I found. Someone literally made this.
Oh my god.
Right? Someone literally made this and it's just like Ben Affleck's the Batman, top picks for you, Man of Steel, BVS, Snyder, Army of the Dead, Watchmen.
Listen, I give them some credit for their Photoshop skills. Let's be
why
real.
would Wonder Woman be?
Because they would buy the
license-
rights to the Snyderverse.
They would license all the movies, essentially.
See, that's what I think.
Yeah, okay.
Listen,
But
I will give them credit. The Photoshops of these they're really freaking good. The fact that people really are spending time making really realistic looking Photoshops is impressive. It's better than my
It's all they can
deepfake.
do.
It's better than my deepfake.
Yeah. Again, though, like,
True.
do they not comprehend like the idea of like why would Netflix want to make a competing Batman movie when they're already making Batman movies?
RJ, they have no basic concept of basic business practice. I've talked about this today. You were there. You and Matt were listening. It's literally they don't understand business. They don't look at these industries as their businesses. They just look at them as entertain me. But they don't know what goes into.
But hey, it's not impossible, guys.
But here's the thing: it's not impossible. That's right. Nothing's impossible. But is it financially smart? The answer: no. It's not. It's not beneficial to WBD, who is a business that needs to make money so they can continue making.
But that's their
movies.
argument. Their argument is that by doing this, they make money. Yeah. And it's like, you guys know, like Warner Brothers Discovery doesn't have the money to put out films. Like House Party drops next week. It was supposed to be an HBO Max movie. They decided to release it theatrically. It looks funny. I saw the unrated trailer in front of Violent Night, and I was laughing my ass off. I was surprised that I was laughing my ass off at it. But it's not one I'm going to go see in theaters. And this.
Well, wait, Sweet Home's DC was owned by WB, right?
It's a Vertigo. It's Vertigo though. It's like it's an
So-
imprint of DC Comics. But yeah,
So let me explain the Sandman and Sweet Tooth argument. Okay, they gave the rights to that property to make a little bit of an income, but those are properties that they don't want to do themselves because again, Sandman and Sweet Tooth aren't very big with the fans, right? Who's big with the fans? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. Those characters are more iconic, so they're not going to sell the IPs to that to make a little bit of money. They want to make a bit of money. So why would they sell it to Netflix only to get a little bit of money? They need more money right now.
Right. When Zaslav first did the earnings call that everyone keeps talking about, he constantly bring up Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Aquaman and all that. So why the hell he's saying that that's a priority to them? So why would he sell the IP of those specific characters of kind of Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and all those characters they're big stars that are basically the face of DC before to Netflix? Why? Why would that make any sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
How does that benefit Zaslav at all? Maybe he'll get a quick buck, but watch it be popular on Netflix, and Zaslav's fuck. That's not a smart business if you're Netflix to spend a shit ton of. WB.
The idea though, you got to remember the whole point is from Netflix doing all this stuff is to get and maintain customers. They know that there would be churn with whatever they're doing. All right. There would be churn because there's always churn with this stuff. It's that's why these streaming services are going back into the whole, they have to start figuring things out. It's not a wise business investment to spend all of that money on this stuff. I saw, here's the thing. This is what Caden brought up. What's this called?
I tried to pronounce it too. I'm
Crepidarian, a person who gives opinions on subject they know nothing about. I mean, it's YouTube in a nutshell.
Yeah. And it's also the Snyder fandom.
Yeah, it's a lot of the Snyder Cut.
So that's what Logan Paul is.
Yeah, right. That's why he has to delete his responses. And all that jazz.
Yes.
But anyway, CoffeeZilla, those videos are great. So with the situation, we have to really realize though that the Snyder Cut is just in and of itself, it wasn't profitable. It was $70 million to get done, another $100 million to release. How many of those people who signed up for HBO Max for the Snyder Cut are still on HBO Max?
No, I have to stop you right there, Matt. You're wrong because there was a lady who did a video for HBO PR who called Zack Snyder's Justice League a global phenomenon.
Right. I forgot about the global phenomenon. Fuck me. God damn it. Yeah, it's all. I know. They have to.
That's a given. God damn it! How could you get that wrong? Jesus.
I know.
And
I'm
it earned
such a
$16 million in.
I mean,
it made them more billion
sales.
Listen. I will say this: the Snyderverse did give them some more money, right, after they released it. But again, they were going through a merger, and when they went through the books, business guys, they have to go through the books. How much money do they have? How much money do they need
when they
projects?
Yeah, when they announced the Snyder Cut, that was when they were making the push for HBO Max. It wasn't until like the end of the year when the merger stuff started talking. I mean, look, here's an article from just a couple months ago here. Consequence of Film says Warner Brothers Discovery delays Aquaman and Shazam sequels over cost concerns because they're fucking broke. Like,
Right.
there's a reason why Dwayne Johnson single-handedly carried Black Adam's marketing on his back. They didn't have the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
we're seeing the money issues right now because you just mentioned House Party, but also too Magic Mike 3 supposedly is having its theatrical release cut a little short and lessened. Shazam 2 is not going to get the big marketing push it needs. A lot of the stuff is going on.
Is it even going to be on premium screens anymore? Like, I know that David Sandberg just screened it, I think, a couple weeks ago in IMAX and whatever.
Well,
so there's a lot.
Right. Well, the thing also too is that people also don't understand that I forgot my point I was making, so I'm going to shut my fucking mouth now. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, thank you. God, what is that? All it took? Holy shit.
Literally, I had it and then I lost it. So yeah, my bad.
That's okay. That's okay. The older you get, that happens. You think you have it, then you lose it, and you're like, oh my god. But there's pills for that, Saggy. There's pills for that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or something that goes. Whoa. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, what I find to be really funny about all this too is that even Screen Rant has picked up on this, and they've actually started talking about how Screen Rant writing about this now means that like more people in Hollywood are going to pay attention. Did you see that Sean O'Connell had responded to this thing as well with like oh dear God, why? With like an oh dear God, why?
Well, I know that Screen Rant got a lot of like. I know Jordan Mason quote tweeted their tweet about it and said, "You guys know you don't have to write about everything, right?"
They put out.
I mean, Screen Rant does write about every
literally,
thing, even fan art. Like,
well, they're not as bad as Heroic Hollywood. Heroic Hollywood is fucking
but still,
terrible.
Like, even though like they wrote about an article based off of a Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider deepfake fan art, and I'm like, why?
Well, here's the thing with this also, right? Is they wrote this article here. This article maybe 500 words, right? Maybe.
It's mostly just tweets.
It's mostly just tweets, and it's also going to be like here everything we know about the DCU's future. So everything above that is talking about this here. That is literally just these two paragraphs. That's it. This is the only relevant data that is needed for this article. This all down here is all just fluff trying to push it out there. That's literally about it. But it's the thing is though, they paid this woman $10 to write this. I'm not even kidding you. This is what they make. They make $10 to write an article. And I think if it gets like 100, like then they get like another $10 every 100,000 clicks it gets or some shit like that. There's a weird thing on that one. That's why it's really good. Again, I'm just going to say, when you guys want to help support your favorite movie discussion people, right? Like those who dive in to Oblivion and other movies like that, support it. Patio commentary, link right there. Check it out. I need 1,000 subs and I need 4,000 hours of watch time. I'm getting up there.
Join the club, buddy. I'm in the same boat.
I'm just saying. We got 123 people here, man. There we go. But anyway, no, thank you guys. Anyway, I just have to go do shit. But we're talking about art. But hold on. There's one thing that I want to bring this up. There's one thing that we have to laugh at, and that is, who is the one person do you think is going to be writing about this specific topic?
Oh, I know this one. God damn it. Raise your fucking hand, RJ.
Oh.
We're not on camera, stupid. We can't see the hands.
Whoa.
Sorry, Jimbo. You can give the answer. Go ahead.
So you come over here to geekositymag.com right? Wow, that was a deep hit. And you can see here that there's only been we're 8 days into the 8 days into the new year. These are, by the way, the only 2 articles that have been written for the website in the last 8 days. This article,
it's almost like like something's going on.
I don't know what's happening over there. Just
and Mikey's only written one article.
But I'll tell you what, he's not spending his time
DC.
writing, which is what I hear he should be doing all the time. But instead, he's on a chat. He's on a chat here. This is yesterday. This is Sillstream talking about this. And then he says, I have to cover this story.
And it's about the hashtag, right?
It's about the hashtag, yeah. I have to cover it. Your friends, the people who look up to you, the sycophants who claim that you have fundamentally changed their life. You've elevated them above the masses.
That they want to join the Ark, to join you with the Dreamwalker and the Mikeyverse.
Exactly. That's what it is here. So he's like, I got to cover this. It's just, again, another instance. Just another fucking instance.
I hate that picture. Oh, shooting the foot. I got it.
You just got it?
I didn't see the foot because I was looking at the face. I didn't see the foot. I just saw the foot.
It's right in front of the fucking. It's like the thing that's
like
most.
No, because it's okay. Bro. First of all, you guys need to understand how vision works. It's a blurry thing, so your eye is gonna gravitate to the less blurry thing. You dumbasses. Jesus
You're
Christ!
Just fucking blind.
I wear glasses, you dipshit.
So, prove my point even more.
Also, I figured out. I found the point I was gonna make. The point I was going to make is that people also have to think DC is not going to go the Marvel route where they're going to start selling off their IPs to stay afloat. Marvel did that because they were going bankrupt and they weren't in the movie industry. They just kept it so they could keep their comic book sales going. That was the point I was making.
Did you make that point earlier?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm just going to shut up because I can't
you literally
see.
Said the exact same
hear.
thing like 20
Shut
minutes
your
earlier.
mouth. Shut your stupid pie hole.
Right.
I would like to just report that the stream that is talking about this only has 40 people watching, and we've got over 120. So well,
I have it pulled up because
yeah. Here we go. Because I let me just double check that I've gone through all the things I pulled real quick here. I mean, there was this here from the New Geeks. They hear you, they see you,
the New Geeks.
right? Obviously, it's just whatever. But it says, DC fans want Zack Snyder's Justice League sold to Netflix. Pursue News, I found that article. There's not much there.
DC fans don't want that.
They don't. But then still with a little bit of odd, self-reflection. Very weird for him. It says the cost to license major IPs can definitely get expensive. Talking about how much it's going to cost.
To cover the
he's covering his ass. Well, he was also talking a bit about the fact that Netflix had spent $450 million for Knives Out 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I showed him how much the budget was for Knives Out Glass Onion, $40 million. That movie only had a $40 million budget, and it made over $15 million in one weekend, domestically, theatrically speaking, and who knows how much is done on Netflix itself. The movie's been successful for that. They've gotten their money's worth, and they're going to get one more out, and probably more out of it too. Especially if they can have something that's that popular and the budget's only $40 million. Because everyone else has been paid up front. Yeah. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about here. It's like Netflix is not in the superhero business like they tried to be. They are moving on from that. I believe they're going to start really curating content. Heavily curating content.
Lately, Netflix seems to be really doing this whole bring back nostalgia thing. Like Wednesday was a hit. They got to finish up Stranger Things, which was a big hit. So they got to finish up that story arc. They're actually doing a lot. I'm loving their adult animated shows that they're allowing on there, like the Paradise PD, Fazar, Big Mouth, Human Resources.
They just canceled Inside Job.
Did they? Oh, well,
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sad because season 2 is so good. I'm actually disappointed in that. But I mean, they're really doing really well as far as their original series now, and I think they're focusing on like I said, the nostalgia stuff with Wednesday. Wednesday was a big hit. I think they're really doing good. I think they're just on their grind, and I think I agree with Matt here that they're kind of getting away from the superhero stuff. I mean, Sandman, I don't even consider that a superhero thing. But they come out with some really good stuff. So I mean, I think Netflix already knows what direction they want to go, and I'm sorry, but I don't think the superhero movies is it.
Yeah, Hold on here. I want to just kind of make a joke real quick about, like, 'cause I see what is it? Sorry, I lost my window. This is for 10. Thank you, buddy. It says, I wrote some stupid article years ago about my brother's medical problems, and that makes international news. How to just pay any old person to write whatever? How does that work? I mean, people just, well, they need, the thing with something like, let's say, Screen Rant is Screen Rant gets like 90 to 100 million clicks a month. So they've got like, so they bring in the ad revenue. And they hire a lot of freelancers, and those freelancers get paid like minimal. They go, look, write a 500-word article. We'll pay you $10. And if it does well, you can then get more money. So you're kind of incentivized to write a lot of clickbaity shit that can get spread around. And with Screen Rant, it really is like how terrible they are, right? How bad the article is usually what gets seen. But I did go over to ChatGTP real quick, right? And because this is, again, where things are right now with a lot of people. And this is like where we're going to start seeing a lot of laziness. So I just wrote here, can you write me a 500-word article on Zack Snyder's Justice League? And let's just see what it says. Let's just see what it says. I don't even know yet. I haven't prompted this at all. I mean, just giving us, all right, a bit of background, you know? But this is an article that could go up on fucking Screen Rant. You know, I could paraphrase it a little bit, but this is like, I
guarantee you some of the writers have probably done this.
Oh yeah, most likely. Actually, I was running through, before the stream, I was running a plagiarism test on one of the things I had looked at. And the plagiarism was like, oh, you ripped a lot of this from Wikipedia. And I'm like, I ripped the whole thing from Wikipedia. So I'm running a test, you know, but here we go. Look at this. I mean, I said 500 keeps going. Keeps going. God. It's just literally going. All right. Like this, it just, I said 500 words. It's looking like it's gonna meet that.
Wow.
You know, let's see here.
Well, like here's like tweets nowadays too coming.
Yeah, I mean, how many words is this? Let me check real quick. Right, let me check. I don't know how many that is, but I can find out here in a second. That one is 426 words.
So pretty close.
Yeah, and then I'm like, you know what? Like maybe this thing's a little whatever. Okay, and I could just go, can you write it with a more, and hold on, can you rewrite this and make it more intriguing and clickbaity, right? Or whatever. Just give it some shit. And then immediately right there, you won't believe the epic changes in Zack Snyder's Justice League. After years of fan demand, Warner Brothers finally released the highly anticipated Snyder Cut, a version of the 2017 film with completely different storyline and a whopping 4-hour runtime. The original release received mixed reviews, but the Snyder Cut has been met with overwhelmingly positive reactions from both critics and audiences. But what exactly sets this film apart from the original? For starters, the Snyder Cut includes the fan favorite character Martian Manhunter, who was completely left out of the original release. Additionally, the inclusion of the powerful alien warlord Darkseid adds a whole new level to the story. But the biggest difference of all, the tone. The original Justice League was criticized for its lighter, more humorous approach, while the Snyder Cut takes a much darker and serious turn. This shift especially is evident in the emotionally charged final act, which will leave you on the edge of your seat. So why was this version hidden away for so long? That's a question that remains unanswered. But one thing is certain, Zack Snyder's Justice League is a must-see for any DC Comics fan or superhero movie enthusiast. Don't miss out on this epic retelling of the Justice League story.
Wow.
Like the copy is good. It's actually good copy. Yeah. You know? And like it's all about the inflection and how you write it out. And like this is where this shit is crazy as fuck right now. H Bart's here says, sorry, Knives Out was spoiled for you.
Don't remind me. No, it wasn't Knives Out, it was Glass Onion.
Oh, Glass Onion, yeah. Well, you know, here's the thing with Glass Onion. I mean, I liked Glass Onion. I really did. I need to watch it again.
I'm still pissed off about that.
What about it was, I don't know. What about it was spoiled? We won't talk about that now. So, all right, let's get into, cause it is a school night, so I don't have a lot more time myself, and I know you gotta get to bed. So here, let's take a look at this.
You hashtag, right? That Henry Cavill news was supposed to break y'all. It was supposed to break y'all. Real talk. Now let's get to the next topic. Okay, the opposition, yo.
You just shit on the camera? Like, what the fuck was that?
I said, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. You can't be stopped, man. It's bad, boy. Hey, y'all know what's up with that. I'm the definition of.
Isn't coming back. Isn't coming back.
The opposition, yo.
Okay. Did it pause or? All right.
No,
I've been seeing it, yo. I've been seeing it, yo. I've been seeing people like just literally making up reasons why this shit can't work. You know what I'm saying?
You mean logic?
I've been seeing people just go on and on about how that's not how licensing works. They'd have to sell DC. You know, are they gonna sell DC? Right?
Tell us how it works.
Hold up, he said, "You knew it, bro. Yeah, bad boys for life."
Real quick, that Super Bro Corey guy is the guy who called me a pedophile because I didn't agree with him that James Gunn was a pedophile. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That dude
That's
was
a weird. That's a weird thing. Yeah,
that was a weird guy.
It was the same chat that I was going back and forth with him about El Necron, and then El Necron timed me out, and then me and Corey were having a conversation about El Necron. It was hilarious.
Mama Bear said, "Gun ain't breaking my back. He's not my type."
Why does this Mama Bear chick this Mama Bear chick keeps flirting with Skywalker? It's very weird.
Well, because Skywalker has a tendency of trying to invite women out to LA that he'll put him up on a trip for.
Oh yeah, that was me, bro. No,
right?
no.
Yeah, he's got that going on. He's just like, yeah, man. Listen,
I'm just saying, like this Mama Bear chick, she wants that lightsaber, man. It's weird.
Yeah, but it's defective.
Mama Bear wilding, yo. What is your type? Nah.
Oh,
they want us to move on, change
what was that?
What?
I didn't hear what he says. You guys said it, and
Sorry.
then
I was just.
Mama Bear wilding, yo. What is your type? Nah.
Whoa.
Marcus says they want us to move on, change the hashtag, ask Zack Snyder for permission, etc. They sound like a bunch of carrots. He said they want us to move on, change the hashtag. Bruh, I've been seeing it all, yo. I've been seeing it all. Move on, change the hashtag. Right? Here's the thing about changing a hashtag, too. It's like, yo, as soon as this shit started trending, everybody had like a bunch of ideas about what the hashtag should be.
What the fuck is he talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about.
Right?
I don't know.
It was like, as soon as it started, well, I would join, but I don't like these, but if I don't like this language. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the language in this hashtag. So if you could just tweak the hashtag a little bit more to my liking.
Oh, he's talking about his own peoples.
Oh my God, bro. I was like, yo, man, this is not complicated, bro. Sales ESL on Netflix.
Is he even making a salient point?
No,
I don't know. He's just rumbling. I don't even
know.
On
yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. He's talking about that thing with Mama Bear or whatever, and I just kind of kept thinking, this is the internet, and you know what? It's probably something like. You guys ever heard of the term buck breaking?
Oh no!
Wait,
stop!
Sag,
This...
isn't this the person who came in? Oh, sorry, I pulled it up. But go ahead and read that.
Isn't this the this is the buck breaking is essentially black men being dominated by white men sexually. Black men are emasculated by getting used as a fleshlight for white men.
What the fuck?
Oh God!
Look, I'm just saying, like, this is like a term I heard a long time ago, and I've never really like looked at it. And it's
that's the guy that came in my chat. That was the guy that was talking shit about
this guy, right?
Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah, that
that guy.
agenda in Hollywood. That's my only concern. Pride is a motherfucker in these execs' minds. Well, they're already licensing DC stuff out to Netflix, like Sandman that just got renewed for season 2. They also licensed out Lucifer, right, which got a new season under Netflix.
But that was under a
via licensing.
Different people.
You know what I'm saying?
People are making these deals.
And it was canceled on CW first, and then Netflix picked
Fox.
it up.
It was Fox.
Fox.
I already made that mistake earlier.
Oh, okay. I know CW.
Why can't this Saffron out? Don't use none of those tweets in conjunction with the sale tweets, because we're not. That's one. That's not being positive, and two, we're not even talking to WBD. And third, which is that part, do not tag James Gunn. Don't talk to David Zaslav. No, none of that stuff, yo. None of that.
There are rules, guys. There are rules to harass.
Buddy,
people.
we're watching because it's funny.
It's
that's
funny.
that's why we're watching.
At least she's trying to keep it positive, I guess.
I mean, like,
Yes.
But didn't he also kind of admit that they were being toxic before?
I don't know.
Like we're trying to keep it positive this time, guys. Like y'all weren't trying to the last time.
No,
HIV positive.
Oh.
Look at that face there, Sag. That's for you right there.
That's for Mama Bear right there. It's like, I'm just gonna get in that booty.
I hate everything about y'all.
Get up in that booty.
I hate everything.
We are a legion.
He's like, my head looks like a peanut. I'm
follow the rules of
pull him out of your
engagement.
butt.
Facts. They hunt themselves. We don't gotta do shit but pull the roots out and let them shrivel up and turn to dust. Right? Any decision in life made out of fear and scarcity is doomed to failure. Man, Fudd Rock cooking with gas in the chat, yo. That's why this movement will win. 100%, yo.
What he does, like, he just reads the chat and just like offers like nothing. It's
because that's all they've got. That's all they've got.
We got shut down. It says we got shut down. Something. Oh yeah, right there.
The prime example of Netflix making moves for fans. NBC canceled it after 2 seasons. Netflix gave Manifest 2 more. Right?
But those are TV shows. They're not like they're TV shows.
We got to shut down Film Junkie, Colbert, BJ, Mayo, Garbo, and all these beta lanes trying to crush this hashtag and our hope. All of them got to be ignored and ghosted too, not just Gunn and WBD.
But he was in my chat today, bro. But he was in my chat today talking about RJ Mayo, and then he acted like he didn't know why they called you Mayo. He's like, oh, Mayo. I was like, why you call him Mayo? Oh, well, that's just what they say. Well, what does that mean? Oh, because he's bland and then he acted like he didn't know what it meant. Then he gave me the definition. I was like, oh, but I thought you didn't know what it meant. These dudes are like ridiculously mental gymnastics, that's like headaches.
Racist though, like
why are they?
I'm kind of confused here.
Wait, do they want RJ's Mayo?
No, but
I think they want Zach's Mayo.
They said that Mayo is bland and talentless, and I'm like, first of all, Mayo is a food product.
No,
it's not bland.
It's because they think I have no personality.
Yeah. So apparently, but the thing is, Mayo actually is good. A lot of people.
Here's
like
my
Mayo,
thing: why are they trying to go after Dave so hard?
Because Dave got Zach on.
Because Dave is friends with Zach,
and they just want to get Zach off.
Yeah, they hate Film Junkie. They hate Dave because Zach actually knows Dave exists and actually likes Dave, and Zach wants nothing to do with that.
Garbo.
What's up?
I understood that they want to get Zach off.
Oh god, they have Necron and.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, guys. I am running out of time. Yeah, so Garbo, that's the stupid.
There was one funny part I wish you could have gotten to, but he basically does like a military speech saying that WBD is the enemy, trying to crush their hopes and dreams and crush their spirits so they stop trying to fight.
So
and that,
I hope it does.
But he also said at one point that the only reason people don't like him, and he knows this for a fact because he was on panels with us, is that they don't like him because he's a confident man, who's a manly man, who's like he has so much confidence in himself and what he says.
I mean, listen, I've seen his Facebook, so I know. Like, I know he can put on, he's confident to post those photos. You gotta be.
No, here's the thing. people didn't like him because anytime anyone disagreed with him or said something he didn't like, he would visibly on camera throw a fucking like childlike tantrum and then start screaming about it.
He would,
right, like literally,
he would literally like an angry dog.
Yeah, like he literally would like get all angry. And he's on camera, so you can see him getting visibly angry, and everyone's like, "Dude, there's something wrong with you if you're getting this mad, bro." And everyone can see you getting huffy and puffy because somebody said that Zack Snyder's Justice League movies aren't happening, and he'd be like, "Yo, man, I'm just saying," and then he gets all angry, bro. And it's like that's why people didn't like you, because you started acting like a fucking child when you're a grown ass man with half a head. Fucking moron.
Head, man.
Wow.
What are you fucking Owen Wilson?
Wow. Yeah, wow. Anyway. No, look, those guys, they're we know how delusional they are. And they have to be. They like this is at the end of this whole stupid fucking thing. This here is just cope. It's just cope. It's like all these guys need is they'll and you know what, when this fails, they'll move the goalpost someplace else.
Sell the Snyderverse to Apple.
They'll be like, sell it to Apple, sell it to Universal, because they're doing Netflix right now because Zach is at Universal, or Zach is at Netflix. But you know what they're going to say next? And I'm predicting this. They'll go, you know what? There's been the rumor that they're going to want to sell that Zaslab is going to want to sell WB to Universal. To Comcast Universal. Who made Zack's first movie? Who trusted Zack Snyder to make the very first movie ever in his career? Universal with Dawn of the Dead. Obviously, Universal is going to back him. Universal will buy the Snyderverse.
Sell Snyderverse to Universal.
Can we co-op that beforehand?
Maybe.
Can we Oh my God! I will make an infographic tonight or tomorrow when I'm at the library.
It'll be our anti.
Yeah.
Pushing against theirs, but also still trying to push forward.
Listen,
Netflix is broke. Comcast isn't.
Comcast is the way.
Do you know the way? I know the way. Do you know the way?
Well, also
do you know the way?
We need I think all of us should try and co-op the hashtag sells ZSJL to Netflix and hashtag sells Snyderverse to Netflix, and just post those two hashtags with the picture of Skywalker shooting himself in the foot. That would be great. It's just
you are a fucking bully. Jesus Christ, RJ.
Why? It'd be funny. You pull up the hashtag, it's that same picture.
Damn, you really, I'm gonna start believing people. You're bullying. You already planning on bullying people on a live stream? What's wrong with you?
Wow.
RJ's very toxic, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but you become a toxic person. You've been hanging around me and Matt too long,
That
man.
ego.
What are you, Skywalker with that big ego?
No.
I don't know, but all I know is you I'm starting to believe you're bullying people, and I don't appreciate it, RJ. You're making us look bad.
There are some people in this world who just deserve to be bullied. He's one of them.
Oh, no. You can't bring back bullying, RJ. That doesn't work. You can't bring back bullying. Haven't we learned anything from that yet? All right.
Hey, Caden, real quick. I got an exclusive. Remember how Caden got all excited because a certain director said to do the emoji to his message?
Yes.
Somebody on my timeline just posted the same thing. You weren't special.
He's gonna cry. It's like,
you weren't special. Somebody on my feed literally said a story told, a 2-part story, shows their message to that director, and the director giving a thumbs up emoji.
Wow.
You know what? Let's not downplay. Caden was excited. All right, let him be excited. Let him have his fun segment.
Not being an asshole about it.
Hold on.
Screw you guys. You guys always shit down on my throat.
Hold on.
That's because you like it.
I looked
exactly.
at this. That's a message from that day. Mine was from forever ago, and guess what? We actually had a conversation, about that conversation.
I don't believe you because I said, "What did he say?" And you said he sent an emoji, bro, and that was it.
Okay.
I want proof,
receipts.
Receipts.
Relationship here, Katie.
Well, on that lovely note, I do got to get head in the bed because I got to be up in a few hours.
Yeah. Oh, here I did get this one. This is a clip that Rational sent me. It's like 10 seconds. It's just it's Syl doing what Syl does. This is just a nice reminder of how much bullshit he's gonna spew, especially as this thing crashes and burns.
They probably will want to license out while they're selling, out, to Comcast. It's a lot of scenarios here that actually benefits licensing out DC.
Yep.
So
they're already setting the bar. I told you they're already setting the fucking stage, dude. They're already setting that shit.
Why? What's the point of this grift, man? It's such an obvious grift.
Money.
I guess, man. It's just dumb.
It is. A lot of it is that. Yeah, a lot of it is.
All right, I'll get out your hair, but thank you for having me on, and hopefully, don't be a moron and tweet dumb hashtags.
Well, no, we're gonna. Of course, we are gonna tweet dumb hashtags.
Well, tweet dumb
hashtags. To bully someone.
When it's to bully someone, maybe. That's it, though.
So RJ is pro bring back bullying, which is so funny because you're going to be a teacher.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
He's gonna be just like my Spanish teacher that watched bullied in the corner.
Okay, bro. Yeah, bye. Run, bitch. Run, you little bitch. Damn.
Good luck, RJ. Good luck.
Damn, RJ's gonna be like, a kid's gonna come to him, Mr. Blah, I was getting bullied. Toughen up, bitch.
Yeah. Have you tried taking him out of the fucking kneecaps?
Have you
Don't
tried
be a little F slur.
Have you tried making a YouTube
fight for your
video?
country.
Drop the throat.
Have you tried making a YouTube video and shit on him? Yeah, make a YouTube and take it to the internet, bitch.
Be like, I want to tell you a story about how I stood up to bullies.
If you don't want to fucking fail this class, you better subscribe.
You ever heard of the
YouTube,
Snyderverse?
Right? Let me tell you about the Snyderverse, son.
He's just going to be like, let me tell you about how I took on a group of guys called the Cool Table.
You ever been called Mayo Boy?
Yeah.
You ever been called a Mayo Boy?
Have you ever been called Snorlax with a hard X?
At King Arthur's table, he's like, you know what? I know another table.
With the fucking hard X, bro. He said with the hard X. I can't. Have you ever been called Snorlax with the hard X, bro? I can't. I'm done. Oh my god, you're stupid as fuck. Yo, son. Yo, you don't know how hard these streets be. You have been called Snorlax with the hard X, my dude. Holy shit, Matt. That was probably the funniest thing you said in a while. I'm gonna be... Yo.
Kids, don't do drugs.
I gotta make that a meme, yo. It's gotta be a shirt. You haven't been called Snorlax with the hard X. RJ has. RJ knows real Pokemon discrimination. Not even a Jigglypuff, my dude. A Snorlax with a hard X.
Honestly.
Oh my god.
Guys, I again remind you, doing
God.
drugs is very dangerous to your mental health. Don't be like Sadie. Don't do drugs.
Bro, that was funny. Bro, it wasn't even just that. It was his fucking Matt's delivery on that joke was like so super fucking serious too. Like he said that shit and meant it with the hard X.
Goddamn right he did.
Oh no, bro. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Wow.
Okay, I'm crying, bro. I got tears in my fucking eyes.
God damn it. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crying.
Oh my god.
I can't. God. Oh shit, bro. Oh, my eyes are burning from the tears. My eyes are burning. Holy shit, man. That was too fucking funny to me. I don't know. That shit was funnier than it should have been. I swear to God. But damn, I just really pictured RJ being all hard and gangster like that. Yo, they call me Snorlax like a rapper. Yo, they call me Snorlax with the hard X. What you next? Bro, what's good? Like, yo, I'm done. I can't.
Thank you. Please be done.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm just saying, just imagine him with the do-rag on.
Oh, no, I can't. And he's Latino, bro. He's a chulo, bro. Hey, yo, Holmes. They call me Snorlax with the hard X.
de puta.
They call me Snorlax with the hard X.
You're talking to my girl.
They call me Snorlax with the hard X. I say, you feel me?
What you packing?
Actually, let's be fair. RJ would be like, let me tell you about this time I was on the streets of Beverly Hills for a convention. I was walking around. They started calling me Snorlax, but they said it with the hard X.
With the hard X? No. Oh my god. Yo, everyone's like sitting in the chat. They're like, yo, Saggy died. I did not pee myself.
She didn't die. She didn't die. She didn't die yet. Yeah.
It was close. It was close because it was close. It was almost. It was like a dribble. Oh my god. You're fucking awful, bro. No, I swear to God, Matt literally sometimes he's like kind of funny and then he's fucking hilarious, and that was one of his hilarious moments. I'm done. Somebody clip that, by the way.
Dude, I'm always fucking funny. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Like, looking. Okay, listen, that's debatable for one. Two, no, I'm great. You fucking suck. I don't know what you're on about.
You suck. We know how well you suck. Yeah, I had to do it before you did it. I knew you were gonna get that. Listen to a bunch of hyenas. Listen, leave our hyena sounding asses alone, okay? That was funny.
Oh,
I just like.
Oh no, H no,
What happened?
Don't do that.
Oh Lord.
RJ swallowed Jenna Ortega. What for Vor? Are we talking about Vor? I don't even know. But I hold on here. I'm just trying to. I tried making a meme real quick. We'll see if this works. If it.
Bro, I fuck it. I'm still recovering over that joke.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is done literally in like 2 seconds. So this meme will be.
Static. I have a channel.
She does. She actually has a lot of people who watch her talk about Andy Signor.
Yeah, and I get told I have to stop, but I'm not going to.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah,
so
right.
if you've laughed at all tonight and you want to see more potentially in the future of what could only be described as probably the birth of a meme, Snorlax with the hard X.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Send that to me. I'm making that an emoji on my channel. Send that to me.
I'll send it to you without the text on the screen.
Oh my god, it's fucking. Oh. RJ, if you don't make that your fucking profile thing from now on, if you don't make that your fucking profile picture, I will disown you. I know your ass is still awake. If you do not make that your profile picture, I'm done with you.
I mean, you don't have to. She's never gonna be done with you, so you got nothing to worry about.
Oh my god, you made that so quick.
I put that. That's, believe it or not, that's AI art right there. That's AI art. I just threw that in there and said Snorlax wearing a dress as a gang member. That one popped up. There's a couple of the variants here. I got this other one here. I'll show you guys real quick, and then we got to get to watching some stuff. H-Bars here says, I got Kirby and Snorlax confused. It's a very hard confusion to make, but there you go. And then also there's this alternate one right here.
What the fuck is that?
It's not as funny. It's not as, this one you could tell is Snorlax at least. So it's,
what the fuck was the other one?
I don't know. It's just a variant of this one.
That's terrible.
What is it? What is it, like South Park edition? The fuck?
I don't know. It's just there's different variations of it that come in from using DALL-E. So, anyway, good stuff there. I did miss one super chat here. Sorry, man. All right. Benson did say for 10. Sorry, but I thought I had this ready to go. If Zaslav was offered $300 million for the Snyderverse, he would sell. He needs a revenue stream desperately. That's business. Zaslav will sell DC within the next 5 years to repay the debt. I don't know, man. He's going to be using his Discovery catalog in order to build out was it Max Plus, whatever it's called, whatever they're calling that thing now. And that high amount of low cost reality schlock is going to be what is going to be what they use to bring the people in. As long as DC is making decent cash, and under James Gunn it just might, he won't sell. It'd be very ridiculous to sell, but anything could happen. And let's see. Also, H Bar's here for 5. Thank you, buddy. He says, are they going to do this when they're 80 and Zach is dead? Oh yeah,
Restore the Snyderverse.
Oh, restore it, or I will die.
Restore it before I croak.
Let it. Oh, I don't know.
God damn it, my hip went out again. Son of a bitch. Where's my
Anyway,
fucking Newports?
I did. Jesus, I did post the whatever it's called. So. Oh, that's what that was, Caden.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. It's from like, it was like 3 years ago. All right, that's still
yeah.
cool though. It's still cool.
Yeah, that's why in that message that I sent after was like I was not anticipating this at all. Like I was just like after the conversation, I had the conversation with him like about like something that I did, and then he was like, "Yeah, send it to me," and as you can see, I sent it to him, and he said, "I'll check it out," and then after a while, I just like kind of like gave up, and then just now when I legit was just like watching TikToks, and then I like slid down my phone to see notifications, and I saw his name, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I called my mom right away.
Well, that's cool, man. That's good. That's
Yeah.
always good to to be able to get recognition for that. All right. Where are we at now with everything here? Okay, we're caught up. Cool. Sil just joined the stream. I'm not watching it. I got shit to watch. But yeah, all that if Sil is on there right now, that's literally just being done as a way to cope. So if Sil behind Sil Abdul goes over there, that's literally just to whatever the word is, cope. So all right. We got a couple things to watch. I don't know if you guys got to dip because it is getting a little bit late and it is a Sunday night. So if you guys have to dip, now is the time.
Wait, what are we watching?
40K thing, thing Ryan wanted, and then the Mario Warfare Part 2, which is like 10 minutes. We'll see how far we get into it. Because it is getting late.
Yeah, it's late. I'm gonna dip.
7 a.m. is gonna come quick. Yeah, 7 a.m. is gonna come quick for me.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, thank you,
Enjoy
Saggy.
yourself. Bye.
Hopefully you live through the night and you don't think about Snorlax with the hard X.
Yo, I can't, bro. I'm out.
X
Yo,
gonna
Snorlax
give it
with
to
the
ya.
heart.
Gonna
Right,
give it
X
to
gonna
ya.
give it
X
to you. Damn it.
If you don't hear me in the morning, just know that I
Okay,
froze
bye.
to death because my furnace died tonight.
And you are in a very cold part of the Midwest. That is
That
true.
is very, yeah, I know. It's pretty brutal. I am thinking of just turning on my Xbox and potentially just running Cyberpunk 2077 with as many assets as possible just to heat my room.
Yeah. Here's the thing you could do. Do you have a bathroom in your room?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, if you could like turn on the shower and like just let the hot water, because it will like warm up the room and stuff. It adds moisture to it. You could also like boil water on your stove to help heat the house. Don't turn on the oven and then just open the door.
No.
Like some people have been like, I had that thought too. Is like we had a power outage during a snowstorm, and I'm just like, if the power comes back on and we're cold, I could just like turn the oven on. And my girlfriend's like, "Are you stupid?" I'm all, probably. And then I remembered that our actual furnace is battery operated, and I'm like, yeah. So power goes out, man. I got heat for days. Anyway.
All right, I'm gonna dip.
All right, man. Thank you very much. All right. See you later, buddy. Thank you, Jimbo.
Bye-bye.
Okay, here we go. We got this one here from Command Unit asking, why isn't 40K mainstream yet? It's a shorty, but apparently a funny one.
K successfully infiltrated the mainstream. I mean, it's mainstream nerd knowledge. Some people just don't really like it. Or they have a lot of negative views on it. It's expensive, hard to learn, time-consuming to paint. It's just not for everyone. The video games are actually fairly mainstream. It's not that they don't know about us, it's just that they don't think or care about us, lol. I was under the impression it was fairly mainstream. When brought up, people usually at least know what it is in my area. Something about scanning people alive to wear their face as a hat, or the main good guys being turbofascists whose entire society is built upon racism, slavery and genocide. WH40K is very popular, it's doing great. One of the few settings that still have a soul in this modern era where everything is becoming commercialized and redefined. I hope they keep it that way. It's a dystopian setting, a caricature and a cautionary tale. It's extreme, offensive and morally gray. And we effing love it for that. If I wanted a neutered action comedy about magical chosen one heroes fighting goofy mustache-twirling bad guys, there's more than enough of it in entertainment media already. I think it's because there's no clear point of entry into 40K or Warhammer in general. There's no big official movie or TV shows for the mainstream to pick up, and if there are any, they're stuck behind a paywall. Almost everyone I've talked to that has tried to get into 40K have had this issue of not knowing where to even begin. I do wonder how much more mainstream it can get. Games Workshop is a multi-billion-dollar company. How big does it need to be before it is considered mainstream? Perhaps not internationally, but it's pretty mainstream in the UK. Because we don't have a sci-fi or Gaunt TV show, and frankly I'm not amused. It's both far too dark and far too goofy. It's fantasy and space, being a bit of everything and certainly over the top. There are far too many factors and factions. Sci-fi is also far more niche than fantasy or superheroes. Sure, you've Star Wars and Star Trek, but those are far simpler compared to 40K. 40K is chaotic, with over 10K years of main lore for just the humans. Every faction has massive history and lore, all fully developed. There's just a lot of everything. Do you think 40K is mainstream? And if you don't, what can make it go mainstream? Leave it in the comments below. See you next time.
So, okay, that was interesting. Asking a lot of very good questions. I would say that, again, the big factor there of not having any mainstream shows or like animations or movies for the general audience to pick up on is a factor. Now, there's lots of games, and that's where I think it's got it, because it is a game. There's a lot of stuff there with that. But again, it's like, this is where Henry Cavill is going to have that very interesting job, because you're right. Jess here is right. Where's the entry point? And Ryan asks a very good question. Who's the main character? There's a lot there. Dat Dude Vince here says, problem with Warhammer is it's too big. Now, to that, I would say, so is Marvel. So is DC. If you look at like the pantheon of stories that have been told over 80 years.
So many stories for Marvel and DC. And with the MCU, we only hit like we're only hitting like two major ones, you know?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And then we are taking Secret Invasion, Age of Ultron, Civil War, her major stories into smaller ones. So like, the thing is, it's like, okay, now it's like, how can Warhammer with Henry Cavill do the same thing?
Well, I think it can, but that's going to be the catalyst. That's going to be,
right.
You know, his biggest deal with that is like, and this is where he could run into problems. So if his big concern with The Witcher was like how there was a lot of introspection and internal dialogue about Geralt's character that wasn't portrayed on screen, and that he did try to bring that through a nuanced performance, but he wanted more of that. It's like, but that becomes the bigger problem is like, you have to think about, keep it simple, stupid, because people are going to lose interest if it's not engaging on like a very surface level kind of way. And then after a while, you can build into the deeper aspects of it, right? Like, it's like, look at Bad Batch season 1. It's like, starts with Order 66. That's pre-established lore. We know about that. And then it deals with them on the run for the season, dealing with other bounty hunters, trying to protect Omega. You know, you have Wrecker having the defaulty chip in his brain. That's a whole arc. And where does the season end? The season ends with effectively kind of setting up elements of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, wow, holy shit. That's a very specific and unique environment that we see. Holy fuck, what's going to happen in season 2? And so as that whole thing progresses, you can start to build out the lore from there. 40K is going to have to be simple, straightforward, to the point, violent, and action-packed. Because it's like, if you want, because, you know, and I've said this about Command Unit, like, to Command Unit, all the stuff here with everything is just like, I still don't know what the fuck 40K is. All the shit we've watched now for like a year, I still don't really know what it is.
Yeah, me neither.
And it's not to say that it's like, that's a bad thing. Like, it's intriguing.
Because, like, one day we're watching a video of them in space with these giant ships that look like they're from, like, steampunk, but also look like they're from Star Wars. And the next day we're watching a video of, like, these people in, like, steampunk armor in a desert. And it's like, like the vibe I'm getting is steampunk, but there's nothing else.
Well, it's like that's kind of the whole point, is that there's a lot of stuff going on with that's going to ultimately like push
Oh my god.
Yes, I only gave you the tip. Oh, bravo, sir. Bravo. That mwah, mwah. Love it. Absolutely love it. That was such a good one. That was great. That was we can't really, that kills it. That kills the conversation only because there's nowhere else to go from that. That was too fucking funny. Rational here is a fan. It says plays Dawn of War quite a bit. I do feel like there's a lot that's going to come out of I think Henry is really going to have to focus on like probably the Space Marine video game. I think would be the best entry into it, only because it has a sequel game that's coming out. So the last one did well enough and it can resonate with a new audience of gamers, and Henry Cavill being a gamer is probably one of the better ways to go about it. H-Bart's here for 10. Thank you, buddy. Says, I think one of the big reasons why Rings of Power was hated by a lot of people is because it's not easy to get into when it comes to all the lore that you need to know prior. I agree with you, with the exception of one thing. By the end of the season, it didn't matter. I didn't feel like I was being left out in the cold on that. Like, yeah, you and I would talk about the lore. We talk about certain things, but the show did well enough to convey the core elements that we knew were going to play out in the Lord of the Rings books or movies or Hobbit, whatever.
Because as a person who's very vague on like the lore, I was still able to get into the show and really like the show. Like, I know the vagueness of it. The movies that, like, in the book that I read were the Hobbit movies and books.
Yeah.
But I didn't really read the Lord of the Rings books. I probably watched one of the Lord of the Rings movies, but I wasn't, like, super into it, you know? But the Rings of Power, I was able to watch it and, like, actually understand what's going on.
I think once you get past the first episode is very lore heavy.
Yes, the first episode is very lore heavy. But once you get past that, like, you can honestly like just watch along, and now at this point probably binge it, you know.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
The last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones I watched, and I didn't even like watch like the first, you know, of course, like because like the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones I could watch by the time I was old enough, and then I watched House of Dragon, so it's like, you know, and I know a lot of the Game of Thrones lore, like a lot of it, and it was very easy to get into.
Yeah, if you can make it approachable and simplify it in a way that will speak to the larger audience, they'll go seek out the lore on their own.
Yeah.
You know, and there's times where there's times where like, and all they have to do is just like hint at something in some of these shows. And if it triggers a response with the fans will be like, again, like the ending of Bad Batch season 1. I won't say what it is, but it sets up parts of Mandalorian, which then set up kind of parts of the sequel trilogy. Right. So there's a whole thing with that. And people were like legitimately fucking excited. Like, oh my God, holy shit, they're doing that. Because it also leads into another fan favorite character that that was also mentioned in Mando season 2. So they're starting to create those through lines, which are going to get the fans excited, which are then going to tell the average people, well, what the fuck does this mean? And they'll be like, this person is coming. Okay, well, what does that mean? Let me explain to you what that means and why that's so fundamentally important.
And honestly, like, I think with that character, there's a show that like kind of explains who they are, like in a very simple way. Like,
yeah, and
that's what I liked about like the Star Wars animation stuff, is that you were able to get into that stuff. Like, that was like the entryway for people, you know, for some people. Yeah. It's so simple.
So we'll move on here in a second, but I will say this about Rings of Power. I just found this out. The actress who plays Disa, she while they were shooting the show, she had given birth.
Oh wow!
And her infant daughter was actually one of the Harfoots, one of the baby Harfoots you see on the show.
Wow.
She posted that on her Insta. I didn't know that. I thought that was so cool.
I thought that was great. Also in Wednesday.
Yes, I tweeted that out. I said Disa's in Wednesday. I said, "Fuck yeah, dude." She's also in a new Toni Collette movie where she starts talking about masturbation in the trailer. Like, all right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but yeah, and I was like, because when I was watching, I was like, oh, That's Sophia.
Yeah, I was like, hell
oh,
yeah,
wow.
hell yeah, Disa
I
pops up.
recognize her from a show that came out like a couple months ago.
There's a lot of I love when that happens, and I was legit excited to
Yeah.
see her because I really like her character
Oh,
on Rings
she's
of
great.
Power. So it's, and I remember everyone was like, "Oh, a Black Dwarf, but that's gonna be fucking lame." And then you watch her and you're like, "Fuck,
And
this."
she's like the standout of like that side of the corner of that.
She really is. I'm like, go back. No, I really enjoy, Elrond talking with Durin. I love all that too. I thought they have a great dynamic, but cut back in with Disa talking shit. Like I really enjoyed this. Anyway, I need to watch that again. I love Rings of Power. Command Unit here. Thank you. This is Caiaphas Cain adaptation is the best start. You've mentioned that before, and I think I understand that. Could Henry Cavill, would he be playing Caiaphas Cain? That's a question. And then he also says here, 40K is kind of like Star Trek and how the world works. But I feel like it's way more dense than Star Trek. Like there's like Star Trek, you understand, fine.
Universe that I don't know anything about.
Well, you figure, okay, so you got like, there's your core species, humans, Romulans, Klingons. Those are like the Ferengi, the Vulcans. I mean, even Ferengi are like I don't want to say like, it's like a sub race. Like they're not the most prominent in regards to that particular chess piece, that chessboard. They're there, but they're like, whatever. And there's a lot of other, Borg and other characters as well. But really like, it was like the Vulcans, the Romulans and the Klingons and the humans. Those were kind of like your primaries. And so if you figure like the humans are like the Imperium or whatever it is for the Emperor type guys, and you kind of like, I guess that's kind of how he's describing it a little bit. There's just different factions, and obviously they're all trying to fight for whatever. But I think the thing with Star Trek is like the way it's presented is simple and clean and approachable, right? Because it was written for television, which is meant to convey a story in 44 minutes or whatever it is. So now you're looking at this and you're like, okay, you look at Warhammer and you're like, all right, like here's all these characters with very fucking, like we're watching that the Hell's Reach one, right? And they're just calling like the guy, what they fucking called that guy? The Recusator or whatever, or whatever the name, Recusiarch. That's what it was, Recusiarch. And I'm like, I've never fucking heard this word before in my entire life. And every time they say it, I understand that it's a position of importance because like, they're giving it to this guy, but I don't know what the fuck it means. So every time they say it, I'm just like, it takes me out of it because like, I don't get it. But if you're like, it's a lieutenant or a captain or a colonel or a general or whatever, you're like, I understand that particular lineage of military conduct, like of how the chain of command is going to operate in the military. I understand that it's part of our culture. So you have to do it in a way that is not going to come across as being overtly complicated. And I feel that it doesn't matter how people who are into Warhammer 40K will go, oh no, it's like super simple. Let me just explain it to you. It'd be like a mechanic going like, let me teach you how to rebuild a motor. Like I can do it from scratch, but like you've never done this before. Like, cool. We'll start you off light. Just rebuild the carburetor block. The fuck that, like that's what I'm talking about. It's not to say that people won't get there. And this is where I feel like Henry Cavill has that ability as now being the guy in charge. All right. Now being the guy in charge with this, he has to be that storyteller. If he's going to be the showrunner, that means every script signs off through him. That means every plot point is okayed by him. Every line of dialogue is going to be reworked by him. Because that's the end of the day, showrunners, and Caden, the showrunners will rewrite every script before they go to air. Before they go to shoot.
Especially the ones that like to add connectivity into the story and everything.
Yeah. And they do all that. And again, but they don't take the credit for it. And I don't, it's not going to be like written and directed and starring and produced by Henry. I mean, it might actually. That'd be kind of funny if it did.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That's all I'm saying on that front there is like, he's got his work cut out for him. And there was a comment that was left yesterday talking about, we talked about how Henry Cavill was in a better place. And I'm like, no, Henry Cavill, as far as a creative goes, like is in a better place because you can't ask for anything better than that. It's yours to fuck up is really what it is. It's at this point. Yeah. He's done with Superman. He's done with Witcher. Witcher most likely is not going to go past season 3 anyway. I don't see them unless they start filming season 4, but after today and after this weekend, I don't know if it's going to continue, but it's one of those things where it's like, if they don't do it just right, that's going to be the problem. And if he doesn't have the proper team around him to guide him to get a show or a movie off the ground, because you know, like just because you're an actor on set and you've worked with a lot of these big name directors doesn't always mean that you are in the position to have the experience to do everything.
Right.
So, you know, and Benson here says, especially Cavill is Bond. Cavill's not Bond, dude.
Yeah, no.
Cavill, I'm telling you, man.
I know 3 names of people that can be.
Aaron Johnson right now seems like the top runner.
Aaron
right?
Taylor Johnson and some guy from Emily in Paris, and like.
Are they still floating around like Roger Jean Page? Are they still floating him around?
No.
Because like I'm like, look, man, Barbara Broccoli, she is not going to be anything other than a cishet white dude. All right, like that's they know where their bread is buttered in regards to their audience.
Yeah, they're going for like a mid-20s, early 30s person.
Yeah.
So like, they want someone who can be Bond for like the next 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, was it Daniel Craig was like 38 when Casino Royale came out, or something like that? You know, and I mean, I was looking at like Casino Royale on, I think it was on fucking.
I saw someone say Hugh Jackman as Bond. I'm like, no.
Maybe after playing Wolverine, but even then, I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't think. I really do think that after everything that Cavill has gone through, if he's at a place now where he has the power, he's not going to want to give that up. I'm just saying. Sorry, Gary asking what happens today that affects The Witcher season 3. Netflix canceled the show Inside Job that had been renewed for season 2. They canceled it, even though it's basically done. So they're not going to be releasing the second season, or like the second half of the second season. I think I'm not sure.
So I was looking. I thought it was meaning like because I thought when I looked up the seasons on Netflix and then Google, I was like, okay, so part 1 and part 2. So I was like, oh. Because at first on Google it says season 1 and season 2, so you're like, oh, so that means part 2 of season 2. I thought that's what they meant.
Oh, okay. So they've done. Okay, so they've done.
It's just one season, which is part 1 and part 2.
Okay.
And they canceled. They renewed it for season 2, and apparently they only started working on part 1. So part 2 of season 2 hasn't started, but part 1 has. But it's not going to be on air. So it's like one of those things, like whatever, like the Warner Brothers and AMC stuff type of stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh wow, I didn't realize this. So I haven't heard anything out of Disenchantment in a long time. I know they released season 4, and then they apparently they confirmed it for 2 more seasons back in August. You will wait and see on that one. We'll wait and see what happens on that one there. Command Unit here says Caiaphas Cain explains a lot of the terminology. I mean, but again, that terminology though, you've got to make it accessible. All right. Like you got to make it accessible. And then this is here for 2. Thank you. It says Daniel Craig publicly hated James Bond. That was more of a tongue in cheek sort of thing. Like I think elements of Spectre bothered him, but I also feel, and I'm wondering if it's like imposter syndrome because Skyfall was so well received. Like it won Best Picture at the BAFTAs, and so it's like, it's what so I don't know, but the story of Spectre wasn't that great. And the way they ended it was kind of hokey, in my opinion. I get why they did it, but I can understand it not having the impact that they wanted it to have, which is why they wanted to do No Time to Die, which I still haven't seen yet, but I hear it's good. Here's really good. It's all part of the plan to watch and review more stuff this year. Command Unit here for 15. Thank you, buddy. It says Reclusiarch, or Reclusiarch is an invented religious title. You can Google it to see what it means directly. Oh, I will. I'm just saying I've never fucking heard the term before. All right. I've just never heard the term before. So that's what I'm talking about, is like that becomes a problem. But okay. It's now midnight. We got 2 more things to watch. So we're going to do this real quick here. Hold on. HWARTs, would it be possible to hold off on the Mario thing till tomorrow? Just because I do need to get to bed. So like I have to be up at 7. So if you're okay with that, we can do it tomorrow. If not, we'll do it tonight. That's fine. But all right, this is called Childhood Ruined.
Childhood is precious, but if we knew the whole truth then, it would make our memories dark. So here's your childhood ruined. The Little Mermaid movie poster featured dicks, not a lie. And the original story of the mermaid ended when the Little Mermaid died. Land Before Time was awesome. Ducky's voice was the little girl's quack. Her real dad murdered her in cold blood. That's why Ducky's voice did not come back. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. The truth is out there and the truth is wow. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. If it wasn't ruined before, it's ruined now. How about writers? The author of Peter Pan, keep that book up on the shelf. He forged a will to get custody of kids, then Peter killed himself. The guy who wrote James and the Giant Peach really hated the Jews. And Lewis Carroll of Wonderland was a pedophile too. The writer of The Giving Tree was a poetry machine. His children's poems were so pornographic they were first published in Playboy magazine. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. Sorry to sacrifice your sacred cow. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. If it wasn't ruined before, it's ruined now. E.T. wasn't always a puppet. He was played by a kid born with no legs. During Milo would notice tons of dogs died, but sometimes you gotta break a couple eggs. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. No more barks, no more meows. Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. If it wasn't ruined before, it's ruined now. So when it comes down to the truth, sometimes you must just surrender. The principal from Ferris Bueller is a registered sex offender. More child stars overdose than time in this song will allow. And so I have to ask you, is your childhood ruined now?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's amazing.
That's wow.
Well, I mean, like the Little Mermaid thing, yeah. Definitely knew about that one. I knew about the girl who played Ducky in Land Before Time. It's a fucked up story. Like, it's a fucked up story. You know, the Shel Silverstein thing, didn't know about that at all. Maybe The Giving Tree was really about head. A lot of stuff there. I don't know. A lot of craziness. There's a lot of, yeah. Lewis Carroll was a bit of a pedo. That's I believe that's true. All right, this is here. We'll just check this out. A couple minutes of this one here. See how funny it is. This is, what is this? Mario Warfare Part Dos. If it's funny, we might keep going, but if it's, we'll see. Didn't I already watch the first part of this?
Private Mario!
Reporting for duty, sir.
Private Luigi! Ready to kick some Koopa ass! At 0500, Bowser's airships dropped 2 atomic bombs on Yoshi's island. Emperor Yoshi has surrendered unconditionally. The Mushroom Kingdom is the last nation standing between Bowser and complete annihilation! Make no mistake, men. Most of you will die in this war. But we have a secret weapon more powerful than the whole Koopa Empire.
Plunges.
Our freedom!
Oh, yeah.
Command has seen fit to send you on a special mission! Kira!
Yeah, this sucks.
What are you talking about, Luigi? Look at us, the Mario Brothers, fixing toilets in the Royal Palace. This is every plumber's dream. It's too bad Pops can't see us now.
I didn't sign up to plunge toilets, I signed up to kill Koopas. And here we are in the safest place in the Mushroom Kingdom. About damn time.
Mario! You're gonna be okay, it's just a flashbang!
Drop the weapon. I said drop the screw it.
You bastard.
Put him in the truck. He's going to the brothers. What do we do with this one? The Hammer brothers said they only need one. Waste him. Huh?
Sorry. Mario! Mario! You gotta get out of here. But... forget the toilets! They got your brother.
Luigi? Where?
Hammer brothers.
Gross.
What the fuck? Yeah, we did watch part 1 of this. It's been a while, but that was good.
Huh? Well, well. Well, look at you two ladies. What, are you gonna give me a manicure? Huh? Quiet! Oh, look at the little camera. Isn't that cute? Oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're going to pay for that.
Shut your mouth. Did I hit your lip? All right. I won't kick it over.
Would you stop that already? Shut up!
Look, they give me the creeps, that's all I'm saying. Watch your mouth, soldier, or you'll end up in their next video. Look, I just want to finish this mission and get home. These 2 shy girls, well, they weren't so shy if you know what I mean.
Whoa! Take this for a second.
Oh, come on. I'm ready for my close-up.
Stop it!
Oh, my meatballs.
Stop laughing, you idiots! Action! People of the Mushroom Kingdom. For too long we have felt the oppression of your boots upon our backs.
Boring! Guys. I don't mean to tell you your business here, but this movie sucks.
Quiet! Shut up! Don't use that pot.
There he is, get him.
Wait.
Huh? Who's out there?
It's me, Mario! Luigi! Luigi!
Now you will all witness the fury of Bowser's army.
Guys, what's my line again? I can still kick your ass with my other leg! Ow!
Damn.
Luigi.
Game over, plumber.
Hold on, Luigi.
This man was foolish enough to defy us. Now he will pay the ultimate price. Down with the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, glory to Bowser!
Hey, you picked the wrong plumber, pal.
Mario, look out! Mario, stop messing around! My meatballs! I got him, Mario! You get the other one!
getting you out of here.
I was just about to kick their asses.
I know you were. Come on, let's go. Luigi, come on!
I'm sorry, brother. This is a one-way ticket for me.
What are you talking about?
I can't feel my balls.
I'm not leaving here without you.
Now you listen to me. You gotta get out of here. I ain't losing a brother today.
That makes two of us.
Hurry up, Mario. Can't you go any faster?
Luigi?
Not so much jiggling. My balls.
I swear to God, Luigi. I swear to God.
What the hell is that? Is it a Yoshi?
Careful, Mario. This is Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, God. All right, that was pretty funny. That was pretty good. Oh, man. You got to love it when it's crazy shit like that. But all right, here. Couple, let's see here. This is for 2. Thank you, buddy. Says, wait till they get to the messed up stuff about H.P. Lovecraft. Oh, yeah. Like what H.P. Lovecraft named his cat. If you remember that.
yeah.
Do you know what H.P. Lovecraft named his cat? I'm not going to
Yes.
say it. But
Yes.
it's a word. It's a bad word. It's a naughty word.
A very bad one.
Yeah. Command unit here for 5. Thank you. So I definitely recommend to start with the Caiaphas Cain books if you want to get into 40K. They're great on Audible. Yeah. I mean that I could find him. Cavill should hire a command unit. I agree, Benson. And then you should give me all of the behind the scenes scoops for that. I'll become the premier Warhammer channel. I'll pay for part 3 someday. I appreciate that. It's not a threat, H-Bards. That's a promise, right? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. But guys,
I'll pay for it. I will.
I'll pay for it one day. Like, cool.
Right.
Cool. That's all right, cool beans. But all right, everybody, I gotta get my ass to bed because it's a Sunday night thing. But this is a fun stream. Remember, folks, Snorlax with the hard X. If you made it this far into the video, type that into the comment section so I know. There will be like 5 of you, but that'd be great. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a great evening, everybody. Thanks again, and peace the fuck out.